Hi friends! Welcome back to my channel. This is ASO Tarot, and today's pick a card reading is going to be looking at what goes through their mind when they see you. So you don't have to, this doesn't have to be like an in-person thing. This could be long distance, like maybe when they see your social media. We're kind of just looking at general what goes through their mind when they see you. So actually a viewer requested this video, so shout out to, I believe her name was Nadia. Shout out to Nadia, thank you for the suggestion, and also I'm always open to new suggestions and whatever you guys want to see. So we have 4 piles today, and my Libra rising ass was gonna be really happy with these 3 because I thought it looked more aesthetically pleasing, but my gut was saying I have to do a 4th pile with Apparition Tarot, so we're doing 4, and I am cringing through the lack of aesthetics. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. It's absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one pile. Sometimes there are messages for you in both. Sometimes they represent more than one person, or maybe you need to reduce one and say it doesn't resonate, or like, you know, nix a pile and look at another one to see if it does. Really, it's up to you. Don't try to force something if it doesn't fit. As Hermit Tarot says, I freaking love her, so if you have never been to her channel, definitely check her out. Take what resonates, don't let it take from you. So at this point, if you want to go ahead and get into the reading, scroll down to the description. I have some dumb rambly stuff that isn't really important, but I just want to talk about. So yeah, if you're not interested in that, go ahead and go to your pile. But if not, welcome my rambly peeps. So I want to talk about like a couple of things, and they're not very important, but I could see questions about them, and so I just want to answer them. First and foremost, this probably isn't a question, but I do get questions about decks. I am going to make an effort to use more indie decks on my channel. In fact, these 3 are all indie decks, and I will link them below. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot. It's honestly one of the first decks that come up on Amazon, but I do want to support more indie artists and their work. So, and I think like indie tarot decks are just so cool, and I, you know, just want to like support other small artists. So I will make an effort to do that, and if there are like any tarot decks that you feel drawn to that you want me to get, like let me know and I will look into that. Also, this is Rudy. He also goes by Christmas Duck. He's gonna stick around at least for the majority of Christmas. If y'all want him here for longer, we can. I like, just a dumb funny story about him. I have had this duck since my senior year of high school because he unfortunately was the victim of many physics experiments in my physics class, and when I was about to graduate, my teacher let me take him with me so that he didn't have to endure more pain. So we've kind of been trucking along through life together since then, and I figured he'd be perfect to stick around for Christmas. And then this thing right here, I just like made it last night and put it next to my bedstand, and I just thought it looked pretty. And by made it, I mean I just put the crystals on it. But the thing underneath it, I'm the type of person where I'll get distracted knowing, wanting to know what something says or what it means. So it's just a 90 Day Fiancé reference. I am kind of a huge reality TV freak, and I love 90 Day Fiancé. So if you know Larissa, her like most iconic quote is "Who is against the queen will die." And actually my friend Brandon made this for me, like custom made it. I'm not sure if he has an Etsy shop, but if he does, I'll link it down below because he does do custom orders and he's really awesome. And you know, I want to support my friends. So if you're interested in that, I will get to the bottom of that. But I think that's all the dumb rambly stuff I have to say. I just wanted to mention it because I know sometimes people have random questions and I want to address them, but I also don't want to like go into the reading and, you know, take into that time. So that's all I had to say. if you listen to all of this, thanks, I guess. You're awesome. And let's go ahead and get into your readings. Hi there, Pile 1. If you guys chose the Wild Unknown Tarot, this is your reading, and this is what goes through your person's mind when they see you. So I figured before we got into it, I wanted to get a little bit of background. So we have a chakra card here to represent the chakra where you guys are connected the most. And then on this side, we have how your person perceives you. And on this side, we have how your person perceives themselves. So these energies could be mirrored or switched, but I would say for the majority, this is going to be representing you and this is going to be representing your person, but it's okay if they're different. It's more about getting the energies. And also, I just wanted to mention, one thing that's kind of important to me, and I want to be really open with you guys as a tarot reader, I've only been reading tarot for a little over a year, and I really don't want to get complacent into a certain format, so I really like to change things up. And I'm sorry if you're someone who really likes routine and consistency, but I want to improve and grow, and I don't want to get stuck into a certain type of reading. So you know, those things might work, those things might not. So I'm just trying things out, and I would obviously love to hear your guys' thoughts and how it resonates, just so that I know like if my process is working or not. Anyway, let's get into it. So the way your person perceives you, we have an animal card here. So we have octopus to kind of represent the biggest things that they think of you, and then what they associate you with. And so we got the card of growth. And then they see themselves as the wolf, and they associate themselves with energy. And the connecting card is love, the heart chakra. I was honestly kind of pissed that I drew this, because I was like, now people are gonna think like I'm full of shit. And that's what makes me want to shuffle on camera, but I wanted to save time. So essentially, this is really sweet and really beautiful though. You guys are connected at the heart chakra. So this just shows that this is real, authentic love, whether you're with this person or not. I would say it's likely that you are with this person, or that you were with this person in the past, and it ended on good terms, or you could be talking, no matter what this is. I mean, this doesn't even have to be a romantic connection. This person loves you, like they adore you. And I think it's really interesting, because with you as being represented as the octopus, you could have a lot of water in your placements, or just identify with the water element. I feel like when this person met you, they kind of noticed how you lack direction. And I don't mean that in a bad way, like a lot of us do. It's kind of just, you were pretty unsure of yourself, and you didn't have yourself quite figured out, and maybe you still don't, but this person sees you as someone so smart and so capable, and maybe sometimes you get kind of down on yourself and think that you need other people, and I think you've been slowly realizing that you don't. Maybe if you guys were in a relationship, you were kind of maybe like more clingy, or just wanted to be around them all the time, and this wasn't something that they were used to. Sorry, my hands are shaky. I had a lot of caffeine today. They probably they just see you as someone who's evolved a lot. And I think that you've helped them see a different way of living. They have a lot of empathy for you, and they find your vulnerability endearing. And maybe you're not vulnerable with everyone, but the fact that you're vulnerable with them is very meaningful. Like I said earlier, they obviously see you as someone very intelligent, and that intelligence might manifest in ways like anxiety, where you're constantly doubting yourself and not very sure of yourself. And I feel like from when this person met you to how they see you now, they just feel like you've grown a lot, and they're really impressed. I also think that you could have helped them grow as a person as well. I think you guys have taught each other a lot, and this person just really respects and really admires you, although sometimes they like, you know how like when you just really, really appreciate someone and you know that there's love there, so you can be like, oh my god, like you're annoying me, or like you just need to stop talking, like kind of like playful, like I need some space. They love that, they love how much you love them, and they love you for it. Like they obviously there's a lot of love here, like this is genuine, authentic love. And I feel like you guys almost kind of come from two different worlds, and maybe you're similar in like, you know, where you come from or whatever. You could be different in that way, but I think it's just how you both view the world is different. Because this person is really materially based. You're probably a lot more emotionally based with the water here, but the wolf is represented by an earth energy. And with this earth energy here, you know, your person is probably someone who, one, is protective, and they're probably very protective of you, and they have probably made that clear. They definitely see themselves as someone with a lot of energy. They could be like a scientist or something like that, or they could just be interested in like chemistry or physics or something. I just feel like with this energy, they are really interested in that, and maybe alchemy. If they do have any spiritual tendencies, I do feel like they are very loose. But I do see that they probably really value science. They could be like a researcher or something like that. I don't really know why I'm getting that, but they associate themselves with passion and drive. And I do feel like this person can be a bit stubborn. And it's very hard for them to see a different perspective other than their own. They might live with family or friends that are really close that they view as family, or they could live with you and just be very protective of you. But they definitely feel responsible for the people closest to them, and they try to protect that. And I think one thing that you've taught them is that not everybody has to follow their path in order to have a fulfilling life and like be their own person. You know, I think this person had a very narrow idea of what it means to be a person and what it means to accomplish things. And I feel like you've taught this person a lot about how people can be different and they can still respect that, and how you can love people despite their differences, and how differences can actually make two people grow a lot stronger. So this is actually really beautiful. And when the love card came out, I was just like, oh, like this person probably just, you guys come from two worlds in one way or another, and the commonality is like that you both love each other, and the fact that you're both able to look past any differences and work through any differences, because you both know that at the end of the day you love each other and you're going to work it out. Even if that means living life separately, going your own ways, you know, even if this is someone that you dated in the past, or, you know, you could have even been in a situationship with this person. It really like doesn't matter. The core of it, you can be connected in a lot of different chakras, but like you are in this person's heart space and they are in yours. And if that's not the case, this probably isn't your pile, because this is actually a really beautiful energy. And I feel like you both are really proud of each other. You could be empathically connected as well. You could both be empaths, or you could just be psychically in tune with each other's emotions. Like you can sense each other's energy. But one thing that you guys definitely bond over is the fact that you both are very unique. And yeah, I think you guys just have a soft spot for one another, and it's very, very cute. Okay, so now that we've got a little bit of background, let's go ahead and look at, I'm going to leave this love card here, but I'm going to kind of move these off to the side. Let's go ahead and look at what goes through their mind when they see you. So I'm pretty excited to see this, because this is obviously going to be pretty sweet and maybe mushy. So Spirit, actually let me cut it. I have this weird superstitious thing where I like to cut my deck into 3 piles. But before I ask a question. So, Spirit, what does pile one's person, what goes through pile one's person's mind when they see pile one? Okay. So to start, we have the Chariot. Oh, this is beautiful. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have Judgment. We have Justice. Wow, okay, a lot of majors. And we have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so just to start off, pile one, wow, you've been very instrumental in this person's life. And they are a better person for have knowing you. With this Chariot here, I just immediately got the the sense of teamwork. Like, they think that you guys make a great team, and if you guys are together, they definitely see a very bright future with you. They think that, you know, you both have strengths and weaknesses that really complement one another, and it helps you guys move forward with a shared vision. And I think above all, you both respect each other's emotions or lack thereof. You give each other space when you need it, and if you've been with this person for a while, I definitely think it's taken some time to get acclimated to this energy. There could have been a lot of fights in the beginning, or maybe you and this person were separated. You could be separated, and maybe this person hopes that something will change here, because I feel like they do see a bright future with you. But above all, I think one thing, you know, with you already being associated with water, you don't have to have water placements to be associated with water. Honestly, a lot of fire placements I can also see being associated with water, but the Chariot is Cancer energy, and we also have, I don't think Judgment has any, but we have Libra with Justice, and a little bit, we have Earth, so Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus as well. But this person is motivated by you, and with the Cancerian energy, I definitely get the sense that you both are protective of one another. You both really care about each other, and you both just respect each other's emotions. And with the Six of Pentacles here, this person wants to give you everything, even when they have nothing to give. And I think that you've been very generous to this person. And with them being the wolf energy, they might honestly have a hard time being very emotionally nurturing. So I think they try to make up for that in some other way, like practical ways. Like I think of this as, like, you know, giving gifts, like small gifts, like flowers, or buying you food when you don't want to cook, or you know, just small meaningful things. Or I could see them being the type of person to do like acts of service, like fix something for you or make something for you. I just feel like this person shows how they feel about you in practical ways, and I feel like they just want to give to you all the time. They think that you're just precious, and they think you deserve the world. And with the Judgment card here, they probably, part of me wonders if they didn't see how special you were at first. They definitely see you. I always get scared saying stuff like this, especially in a general reading, but if I'm hearing it, I'm saying it, they see you as the one. Like, you are the beautiful dove out of all the bats. Like, and I don't want to call other people bats, because they might not literally be bats, but to this person, like, you're the only one. And you're just a cut above the rest. I feel like you're the type of person who tries to always do right by others, especially with that Justice card here. Like, you know, do to others what you would do to yourself, you know, treat others the way you want to be treated. I feel like you're very considerate, and you've helped this person see life from a different set of eyes. And I think it's cool because I was also getting, because when I said when you guys are from different worlds, I feel like you guys could be similar in a way and like different in others, which is kind of a very generalized statement, and I see how that could be kind of frustrating to hear. But I think you guys mirror each other a lot in really weird ways. But I also think that they acknowledge you, like they don't look at you through rose-colored glasses. Like they think, yeah, you know, maybe my pile one is a little clingy sometimes, or, you know, maybe I don't really understand all their emotional outbursts, but I appreciate them nonetheless, and I want to do right by this person. And I just totally get like as above, so below, even though that's kind of with the Magician. This person sees you for who you are. They love you because you've grown, because you're not willing to face those shadow aspects, because you look at things from a fair and balanced perspective. We have 3 cards actually indicating balance here. And I think it's really cool because this is mutual respect and the energy of, I don't always understand where you're coming from. You don't always understand where I'm coming from, but let's work together until we can and find a compromise. This is totally the energy of compromising and, you know, wanting the best for each other. This is teamwork. Like, you two are a team. And I almost feel like if this isn't resonating, one, it might not be your pile, but like if you're not with this person, like if you are in separation with this person, which I feel like for a majority of you, you're probably with this person. You could have gone through a period of separation from this person. But if you're in separation with a person and it sounds like it's resonating, but you're like literally not talking to this person, if you ever come back into union with them, I would maybe come back to this pile. And I feel like that's silly to say that, like, but I feel compelled to, so I will, because like what I mean, the odds of one tarot reading that you'll come back to on YouTube, but you never know. I mean, you know, maybe you guys did go through a separation period because it seemed like the difficulties were too much, but they realized that they would much rather have you with them than have you than be without you. And with this Justice card, you know, maybe they had to make things right, or maybe you both did. But I think the commonality here and like the most beautiful thing is that you guys are growing together and you guys are transforming together, whether that's because you're connected spiritually or, you know, you guys are literally together and you're growing. You're always changing. And I think that one thing that you guys really respect about one another is that you both love watching one another change, if that makes sense. Like you didn't fall in love with one version of this person. You continually fall in love with who they come to be. And I feel like you both have just experienced intense spiritual awakenings from one another. This person is just like, this is love in one of the most unconditional ways possible. And like, this is love that makes me want to cry because it's so beautiful. And like, this isn't mushy gushy notebook love. This is like real practical love. Like when I see this stuff, I think of my parents, and like my parents have been together for like 30 years and they're definitely very different people, but they love each other so, and they're similar in a lot of ways too, but like they love each other very much. And whenever they have disagreements, whenever they have like, which really they don't even really have disagreements. My mom says that like marriage is easy. And you know, the things that I think, like one of the beautiful things about my parents' relationship that I think is admirable and something and a lesson that we could all learn is you know, both my parents do things to each other that annoy the shit out of them. Like, my dad leaves his socks on the floor, and my mom is, like, super OCD about stuff like that. Which she's not OCD, I don't want to say it like that. She doesn't have obsessive compulsive disorder, and I don't mean to, like, a better way to phrase that is that she's very particular about she's very organized and she's very particular. And she hates when he leaves his dirty socks on the floor. But is she gonna, you know, give gripe from him when he gets home from work and be like, you left your dirty socks on the floor again? No. They've been together for the 30 years. He's gonna leave his socks on the floor sometimes. That's okay. Like, it's not worth getting upset over the petty stuff. And I think maybe you guys had struggled in the beginning because you did get upset over the petty stuff. But I feel like you guys are learning, or have realized, like this person at least, it doesn't matter. Like, it's the real, genuine, authentic love that actually matters. And I feel like this person always wants to do right by you because you've always done right by them. This is respect. This is like genuine partnership. And even if you're not with this person, like, they definitely like could, like, they see you as the one. Like, this is just beautiful. Like, I can't, like, oh my goodness, it's like so pure, but in such a mundane way, if that makes sense. Like, you just almost would never expect it. I love it. I love everything about it. But yeah, let's see what else they think about when they see you. What else goes through this person's mind when they see you? Pile 1. So we have the 6 of Wands. Yeah, this really, butterfly imagery big here. Wings. The 4 of Cups. The 9 of Cups. Just realized I wasn't on camera. The 4 of Wands. The 5 of Cups. And the back of the deck energy is the Sun. That's so beautiful. And we have the Empress behind that. So I love that. Like, first of all, there's a ton of major cards here. But I like that these minor cards came out because I think that they really elaborate on how far you two have come. Because I feel like for a lot of you, this could be an established connection or one where you've been through a lot with this person. And even if you're not with this person, there's the like utmost respect. Like, if you're not with this person or you're in separation with this person, there's mutual respect and admiration here. But with the Chariot, this person thinks about how much you guys have overcome together. I keep hearing I couldn't do it without you. And like, I literally like want to cry. Like, this is just so precious. Like, oh my gosh, I hope to have love like this someday. I just manifesting. You know, you guys have not, like, you guys have definitely had trials. And I think there are times when this connection has not been appreciated, or like, let's say you guys have been together for a long time and, you know, you get so caught up in your routines that you haven't taken time to appreciate each other. It's like none of that matters. Even when you go through those rough patches, those rough phases, you're each other's 9 of Cups. And I think you both have a solid understanding that the other person isn't responsible for all of your happiness. And so there's like a lot of healthy awareness here that your person is your wish come true, but at the end of the day, you have to honor yourself. And I feel like one thing is that you both have had respect for each other's hobbies and desires. You know, you guys give each other the space that you need. And I know this is about how they perceive, or like what they think about when they see you. But it's definitely getting a lot deeper, and I'm kind of glad it is because it's really beautiful. With the 4 of Wands here under Justice, like, you know, this is a 20 card. So, you know, whether you believe in that concept or not, this is also a marriage card. And no matter what happens, like, I think you guys just have a really solid foundation. I would not be shocked if you're married to this person or will get married to this person in the future, because I already heard the one. I just think this is absolutely beautiful energy. And, you know, I feel like with the 5 of Cups coming out, maybe some of you are in separation with this person. Maybe some of you are not talking to this person, or, you know, have been through your ups and downs. Like, Spirit is definitely confirming that things haven't been easy, but y'all have gotten through it. And one thing I want to mention as well, interesting mirroring happening. We start and ended with a horse. Like, it's blocked. Like, we got 2 butterflies and 2 horses. So butterflies and horses could be significant, cats as well. Lots of bird and wing imagery. Because I definitely think at times maybe you guys have taken one another for granted, or haven't seen the full value of this connection. But I think one thing that stays the same is that you guys make each other happy. At the end of the day, no matter what you two are going through, one thing I noticed with the 5 of Cups, you guys know how to cheer one another up. You guys have a beautiful connection. And truthfully, this could be someone in your future. If this doesn't sound like somebody you know, but you're still watching, this could be how they see you and how they know things will turn out. But I feel like for a lot of you, you could definitely be with this person already, and you're just precious to this person, and you've helped them overcome so much. You both have grown so much together. This is such an equal partnership, and at the end of the day, you both have so much pride for each other. You're proud of each other, and you respect each other's differences. This is true unconditional love. This is what unconditional love is, like right here. This is, our relationship isn't sunshines and rainbows. Neither of us are perfect humans. We're gonna fuck up sometimes. Oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. We're gonna mess up sometimes. But at the end of the day, we respect each other, we love each other, and we're gonna be a team, and we're gonna grow together, and we're gonna heal together, and we're gonna accomplish our dreams together, and we're gonna support one another in the good times and the bad, like for sickness, for health, like for rich or for poor. Like, this is true partnership. And if this is resonating for you, I feel like this is just so beautiful. This is probably one of the most beautiful energies I've ever read for, or I've ever read in like a general reading. Like, and it's not because it's pure and all good. It's because it's the good and the bad. This person is practical, and with that wolf energy, I feel like they would they would protect you under any circumstances. They just, wow, they see the world in you, and they admire you so much. So let's go into channeled messages and just see what they would say to you. I'm just gonna do my channeled messages today. And then I just kind of want to get some like advice, just what Spirit wants to say to you. Because like, even, you know, love is hard sometimes. Like, maybe you're mad at this person right now, or maybe things aren't great. But so just so that everybody has some commonality, we'll do some advice. And then I don't think I'm going to do charms today, just because I just want to focus on the cards, because I think this is really beautiful. But I'll pull some letters and numbers if that helps. So Spirit, what would pile 1's person say to pile 1? Okay, so right off the bat, I wish I could love you the way you deserve. So maybe sometimes this person is hard on themselves, or maybe, like I said, if you are in separation with this person, but you already acknowledge like what this connection is. Oh, are you, oh my gosh. Okay, your love fulfills me more than anything. Like, yeah, this is, and that makes sense with this love card. Please don't forget about me. Yeah, like, if you're not, like, that's why I mentioned the separation thing, because I can almost see first, like, this almost feels like the future, like, and if not, it feels just like 2 people who have been together for a long time, or somebody who's able to recognize that there's more here, and I want to travel the world with you. So maybe that's a goal of your guys's. You know, especially with that chariot's all about movement, and I think, you know, you kind of revolve around each other, if that makes sense. So we also have, I have never felt a love so pure, deep, and true. I have so many regrets. Yeah, like I definitely think that you guys, you know, have been through it. Like you haven't been perfect, but if this is someone that you're separated with and this is all like resonating, I feel like this is what could potentially happen in the future. And obviously take what resonates. I don't want to say that this is 100% guarantee, but that's the energy. And I'm going to be honest because like, I don't ever want to give anyone false hope, but I also want to be really honest with what I'm seeing. And like, this is like beautiful. This is so beautiful. No matter how I act, I still care about you. Yeah. Like even when you guys are upset, like this person will still do what they do to care about you. I still see if you, exactly. This is literally exactly what I was saying. So, yeah, this is really beautiful. And on the back of the deck, we have, I'm afraid of being codependent. And you are so smart. And so doesn't that make sense with the fact that you're represented by the octopus? And the octopus is very intelligent, but maybe doesn't have amazing boundaries. And that's kind of codependent energy. Like this person, yeah. Just know that at the end of the day, this is like so beautiful. And whether it is, whether you guys are together or not, this is actually a very genuine connection. And if you deep down in your heart, you know the truth about this connection. So trust what your heart says, and trust what you feel. So we're going to get some advice now for you in this connection. So I've got a couple of different advice cards, but we're just going to start. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 1 when it comes to this connection? Advice you have for pile 1, Spirit. Integrity. I align with the center of myself, a glowing core of personal integrity. Emanating from the core is knowledge that I never have to compromise who I am or what I want for anybody. I can live a life that doesn't include settling, unless I want to settle, in which case settling would be my idea of perfection and would cease to be considered settling. Ugh, paradoxes hurt. And I love this because this is exactly the energy that I was getting. Like, you guys don't have to sacrifice who you are to be in this connection. And you should never have to sacrifice an aspect of yourself. And I could feel like for a lot of you, maybe you were through a separation period with this person, and maybe the lesson you're learning is that home is within yourself, and maybe you guys will come back together when you learn this lesson. But I just, if not, if you guys have already gotten past that, home is where the heart is. I mean, like, this person, you guys see home in each other. You feel at home, and this is like just, oh, this is just so beautiful. I can't get over it. We're also going to get an angel number. This is also an indie deck. I'll link it down below. I can't remember what it's called, but it's all about angel numbers. So Spirit, what other advice do you have for pile 1? So we have 99. It's time to get to work on the realization of your soul's mission in life. You have a higher purpose in this life that is yours and only yours to fulfill and unleash your true power. I am courageous. So I definitely feel like whether you're with this is heavy. Like, I'm just gonna go with it, guys. This is heavy, deep soul connection shit. Like, this is really like, and I'm not saying that your person is part of your purpose, but I'm saying that maybe your person has helped you realize your purpose or helped you realize something about this. So if you're not with this person, just know that they just see the absolute world in you. They do. And I feel like Spirit might be calling to you, you know, to follow your dreams. Just follow your dreams. And I know that's kind of generic, but follow your dreams. So, I'm going to kind of take this as like, what does your person / Spirit want you to know about this connection? So Spirit, what does their person want them to know about this connection? These are not easy to shuffle, I must add. So the first one we have Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. And so I feel like if you've been with this person for a while, you've learned how to go with the flow. If not, this is something that you're going to learn through this connection. And on the back of the deck, I love this. So this is the front side of it, but it says, when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. So yeah, this is a very like just beautiful, beautiful connection. And you know, whether you guys end up together or not, or you are together already or not, this person was instrumental in your life. I feel like you both mutually just have love for each other. You're grateful for one another. And I love this energy. This is teamwork energy. And even this could honestly even be a best friend, somebody that you've been through a lot with. But like, this is a true team. Like, this is a team. This is a partner. This is so beautiful. So to finish off, I'll get some songs and some letters. So Spirit, what letters do you want to call to our attention? Okay, so we have a G, a U, a 0, a 0. Maybe you guys have had a lot of fresh starts. These make me think of the Fool. We have a 2. We have a 6 or a 9, however you want to see that. I'm thinking of good. It's all good. So we have G, U, D. We also have A. And we have C. And we have 2 5s here. So, and obviously that 5 is backwards, but you get the point. So let me get you some songs. Pile 1, Spirit. Okay, so your songs are Skyway Avenue by We the Kings. That one actually came out in the last reading. Say So by Doja Cat. Interesting. We also have Burn It Down by Linkin Park. We've got a lot of different energies here. And to finish off, we have One Last Time by Ariana Grande. So a very good mix of energies. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, pile 1. I think I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching this all the way through. If you did, definitely leave me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear how this resonates and how you felt about this style. Definitely leave me, I think I already said leave me a like and subscribe if you want to see more readings from me. I am wishing you guys the best moving forward. You guys are so awesome. I love you so much. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys again. Bye. Hi there, pile 2. If you guys chose the Synesthesia Tarot, this is your reading, and this is what goes through your person's mind when they see you, whether it's online or in person. So I'm doing this little disclaimer in all of the piles, but my structure for this reading is going to be a little different, and my logic behind it is I want to look at what chakra you guys are connected at the most. And on this side, we have how your person perceives you, like main idea, and how they perceive themselves. So the reason I do this is because when we're looking at somebody's mind, it's their subjective reality, not objective reality. And also you're hearing it from your subjective reality. Not to get like too confusing here, but basically I just want to see where this person's coming from and their thought processes when it comes to what goes through their mind when they see you. And I also wanted to mention, this is just like me being real with you guys as a tarot reader. I've only been reading tarot for like a little bit over a year, and I don't want to get complacent in a routine. I want to keep growing and changing and doing different things. And so if you're the type of person who likes a specific structure, I'm sorry. I'll try to adhere to some type of structure, and I still do adhere to a typical structure. It's just a little bit different. But I obviously, you know, want to grow and try new things and keep improving, because that's important. And I never want to be complacent. So, and just fall into a routine. So I'm sorry if you're a person who likes routine, but I gotta do my own thing. So, okay, the connecting energy, let's start with that. Now, let's start with how they see you. And I also want to mention that these energies could very well be mirrored, or like you could see those aspects in yourself, or they could be flip-flopped. But the way I've set it up, just because it's general, that it's possible that could happen, but I feel like for the majority of you, the viewer will be on this side and the person you are asking about will be on this side. And that's how I intended it. But yeah, okay. Anyway, so to start, we have the Cobra and Trust. So I definitely feel like your person thinks that you're a snaky bitch. Just kidding. I don't think that at all. The Cobra is associated with fire. So you could have a lot of fire placements in your chart, or you could just resonate with the fire element. That would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This person really appreciates you. And they see you as someone very humble and very wise, but also kind of a know-it-all sometimes. But I think it's more that because like, here's the thing. I've been getting this energy, and I feel like your person is a bit of a projector. You guys might both project on one another, but I feel like your person is also a bit of a know-it-all, and I feel like they hate when, not that they hate it, but like sometimes they're frustrated when you're proven right. Like, it's just a stubborn energy. But let's see what your person is. So your person is represented by the spider. So they perceive themselves to be the spider, and that doesn't mean that they see themselves as a spider, but they perceive those qualities and illumination. So this is really interesting because these are both very spiritual cards. And they're spiritual in different ways, because the spider is much more practical. It's more about the process and about understanding divinity through practical means, and finding it in little ways in life. I feel like this person is a very hard worker, and they see themselves as a very hard worker. Financially and spiritually, I think that those two things are pretty intertwined. And I'm called to the fact that with illumination here in the spider, like that web thing is really strong. Like, they might have really important connections. They could be interested in just how things are interconnected. They could be just interested in like metaphysics and things like that. And maybe one thing you guys bond over is spirituality. But I think the reason why they have this know-it-all energy is because I think they see themselves as somebody who's very wise and very prophetic. And you're somebody they also see you as somebody who's very wise and prophetic, but in a different way. And so sometimes they're like, damn, why didn't I think of that? Like, I almost get that energy, but they really trust you for it. And I have to show the connecting energy, because like, I have seen these, I shuffled them off camera, so obviously I did, but I kind of just like wanted to leave an element of surprise, you know. But you guys got forgiveness in the heart chakra. So despite any of the disagreements or irregularities here, the one place where you guys connect the most, because you guys could connect in a lot of different ways, but you're in each other's heart space, and you both have forgiveness for one another. I do kind of get this energy. You could very likely not be with this person, dated this person in the past, or are in separation with this person. Whatever the case may be, you know, take what resonates. If not, you could absolutely be with this person as well. But I think it just shows that you guys have been through a lot of trials and tribulations together. And I think that at the end of the day, especially with this fiery energy, you know, you might be a little bit hot-headed and you might speak your mind sometimes, but there's also a silence and a stillness to you. you're able to perceive things at a macro level, and I feel like your person is able to perceive things on a micro level, and then through the process see how that's all interconnected. But your person definitely sees themselves as woke, whether they actually are or not. That's their perception, and I think that they illuminate a lot in other people's lives. But I think the one important thing is that this person has a lot of respect and admiration for you despite your differences. They trust you. And with that being the biggest card, I think that just goes to show how much they respect you and how much they trust you. They trust what you say. And maybe there are things that like they didn't respect you saying or wrote off, and like if you guys were together and you're not anymore, or if you were talking or not anymore, it's like things that you perceive they might have not understood at the time, but after time has passed, they've really gotten it, and it's like, oh, I get what they meant by this now. And I feel like this is definitely, I get this feeling of absence makes the heart grow fonder. And whether you're with this person or not, I think the commonality is that you guys might get into some heated arguments or just really butt heads, but at the end of the day, you both forgive each other. And if you're not talking to this person, because I almost feel like that could be very likely, if you're in separation or just, this is a past relationship, two stubborn energies that probably don't want to be the one to like wave a white flag. But I think if you feel like forgiveness for this person, and you're like, oh, I know at the end of the day, like, yeah, this person was really irritating and they didn't get my side and I didn't get their side, but at the end of the day, like, I have love for this person no matter what kind of love that is. And I feel like you both have let go and you see the higher purpose. Like, there's definitely a spiritual purpose here, and you definitely were brought into each other's lives for something much more special than just like a hookup, you know what I mean? And even if it manifested in that way, you both have taught each other a lot, and this is really special and really meaningful, I think, whether it's something that is in your life or not. This is like spiritual awakening stuff. This is seeing the bigger picture, finding commonalities through your differences, seeing things from different perspectives. It's really fascinating, honestly. You've taught this person a lot, and they might not want to give you the credit that you deserve with like how wise you are, but these two cards are both very highly spiritually evolved in their own ways. So it's really beautiful energy. And if you haven't talked, like, I can honestly see where like you haven't talked to this person in months or years, and maybe you just are like, okay, this is just how it is. Like, I do forgive this person. Maybe I don't need to talk to them. Maybe I don't want to say that, but I do forgive them. I think mutually, whatever happened in the past, there's forgiveness here, because you both have love for one another, whatever that love may be. And I think you guys just respect each other, and you both have learned a lot from one another. You both have spiritually evolved due to having one another in your lives. And maybe this is a good sign if you're in separation with a person, that there could be a new beginning. We'll kind of just see what comes out in the tarot. Obviously, you know me, I will be honest with what I see, whether good or bad. And I feel like this is an acknowledgement of, your person like really trusts you, and I don't think that they trust a lot of people. So I feel like you had to work to earn it, and you did. And you're certainly not perfect by any means, and neither is your person, but at the end of the day, they trust you and they have a lot of love for you, and you both forgive each other for whatever has gone on. And I think at the very least, like, even if you guys are together, like, if you just argue, like, I feel like you're just as quick to forgive, because you just know it's not worth it. But let's go ahead and get into the tarot. So instead of focusing on a bunch of oracles, I'm kind of just focusing more on the tarot, and did the oracles to set the scene a little bit, because I'm just like I don't know if it's like my Virgo moon or what it is, but I just like understanding where another person is coming from. And since we're looking through their mind, we also have to remember that, you know, all minds are different. Okay, so pile two's person, what goes through their mind when they see pile two, Spirit? Spirit's telling me to take the top card and then I'm gonna cut it. So to start, we have the Fool, and that's exactly why Spirit told me to take the top card. Yeah, this person wants a fresh start with you if they haven't. We have the Hermit. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so that Cobra Spirit definitely was speaking truths, wasn't it? That fieriness. Your person might have acted like they didn't like your fiery nature. And you don't even have to have fire placements to have a fiery nature. Samantha James is a great example. Samantha James is a really wonderful reader. If you've never seen her before, I would highly recommend checking her out. She's real. She tells it like it is. I love her. And she has no fire placements, but she has such a fiery personality. And I think she's a great example of somebody who, you know, doesn't have to have that in order to have that energy. You know what I mean? She just has that energy, that Queen of Wands energy. Which, let's be real, she's an Empress, but like that's I see those Queen of Wands aspects. But anyway, with the Fool here and the Hermit, your person, I feel like this is heavy separation energy to me. I'm just gonna be real. When they see you, they just wonder how you're doing. They wonder what you're up to. They want a fresh start with you. They want to understand you more, but they also want to understand themselves more. I feel like there's a lot of gratitude because I feel like if you both have gone into it, if you both are in separation or just had a breakup and don't really talk anymore, this person, you've helped this person go within. And even if you're dating this person, because I really could see a lot of scenarios here, but I would say like probably 70 to 80%, if I could put it in there, is either this is like an ex or somebody that they are separated with, somebody that you're separated with. But for some of you, it's just like a difficult dating connection because you guys just have totally different viewpoints. And if you are dating this person, loves the fresh start that they've had with you, and if you are not together, I feel like they hope for a fresh start, a fresh slate. And with that Ace of Cups, that's reiterated. I mean, the feelings haven't gone anywhere, and that's like what Spirit was wanting me to say. Like, they haven't gone anywhere, and they run deeper than you know. And I feel like they were hoping that by pulling their energy away, because I feel like for a lot of you, maybe this person was the one that pulled away. You could have pulled away also. Maybe it was mutual. But they've learned that through being alone, they can't escape you. They can't escape your energy. And I feel like that's because you're in their heart. Like, and even if they have a blocked heart chakra, it's like you penetrate that and it freaks them out. With this Queen of Wands, like you're just so vivacious. Like, that is the energy that I get. Just complete, just wow. Like, when you walk into a room, it's like there's pile two. Wow. You have a commanding presence. You're really funny and you carry on a great conversation. I feel like your person, if they watch you from afar, like talking to people, they might just like think deep down, like, don't get any ideas. Like, they might like honestly even be jealous. Like, they might like want your attention more. With this Ace of Cups, I mean, man, I feel like they have deep, intense feelings for you that like freak them out. And I think it's unlike them and unlike their nature. And if this is a connection where you're like where you're not interested in them, or you don't think that there will be a fresh start here, or you don't want a fresh start here. I feel like this Fool card just represents that they hope for the best for you, and they hope that you're doing well, and that they hope that, you know, you're achieving enlightenment, inner enlightenment, I guess, with this Hermit card, and that like they'll always have love for you with that forgiveness, and they think that you're awesome. Definitely a hard worker. If this is a separation thing, I feel like they're hoping for a new opportunity, a fresh start, like, because they want to actually put the work in. And maybe they have the financial means now that they didn't before, and that was a big factor. I feel like with an earth energy there, they don't have to have a bunch of earth energy, but they could just be very monetarily motivated. And I think that is important to them. But I feel like they want to work at this. And I think that they like that this connection takes a bit of work. I feel like you guys do understand each other on like a deep spiritual level, but on practical levels, I feel like it gets kind of mixed up. And you guys might have different like routines or lifestyles, or just ways that you go about your life. Like, you know, maybe one of you is really active and one of you, you know, is Jay chillin'. Like, I'm not knocking anybody who is about that sedentary lifestyle, because same, and it's hard for me to work out and I have to force myself. But I feel like this person just wants to work with you, and even then, maybe they just want to collaborate with you in some way. And maybe they might use that as an excuse to try to get close to you. Like, they're like, how can I, like, there might be underlying motives like, oh, I just want to collaborate together. But like, they might be hoping to get closer to you. In terms of signs, we definitely have Virgo with the Hermit, fire and earth already. And then we have water. Let's just see what else comes out. So what else goes through this person's mind when they see pile 2, Spirit? So we have the 7 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, holy fire, the 2 of Wands, oh sorry, I'm like not holding these into the camera, and the 10 of Wands. Holy schmoly, we got some Wands energy here. And on the back of the deck, we have Death. So I almost feel like this is explaining the underlying causes of what's going on here. Because it's interesting with Death and the Fool. It's like with the Fool, they want a fresh start, but I don't think they want to admit that. Like, they're still a bit defensive about that because they probably don't know what page you're on. But there's this, like, we can't ignore the passion here. And I've shuffled the shit out of these cards. So having all of these Wands energy here, wow. Wowie, wowie, wowie. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of desire. With the 4 of Wands and the Hermit, I feel like this person is hoping that you're finding solid ground, creating your own foundation, because that's kind of what they've been trying to do as well. I honestly, for the majority of you, feel like this is a separation or something like that. If not, they just hope that you've had these things because they want the best for you. And they might be hesitant, like if they reach out to you, they're afraid that you might still be upset at them for something. They're afraid that you might be combative. I mean, with you being represented by that Cobra energy, you know, they can strike. Like, I feel like your person knows that you are not someone to mess around with. Like, they cannot just And they might have in the past, hoping they could get away with it, and it could have led to like a tower moment or something really bad. Like, oh, and that's why I think that forgiveness is so monumental, because it's almost like it's taken a lot for that energy to come about. Whether it's because maybe you both did things you weren't proud of, but I think this is definitely two people who acknowledge, with this forgiveness card being the connecting energy, that there is more than meets the eye, and that actions and words lie, but energy doesn't. And at the end of the day, I feel like you both feel each other's passion for one another, and time really does change things and change how we see things and heal things, and we gain new perspectives and we see things differently than we did before. And I feel like maybe originally this person thought, with especially with this Two of Wands, that you guys were too different, or that, you know, you would eventually go on your own paths. And I feel like this person was, you know, kind of expecting to hit it and quit it with you if this was like a hookup situationship situation. And when they realized that they had more feelings, that was scary, because they didn't feel solid at the time when everything went down, is like what Spirit's saying. But let's just be real. They 100% are, I hate saying stuff like this, like it makes my skin crawl, like not in a bad way, but I'm just like not a very sexual person. Yeah, they're like super horny for you. They are so into you. I feel like a lot of their thoughts about you are sexual or physical. Please, for the love of God, be over 18 watching this. If you're younger, you know, it's not like people under 18, or should I say minors under 18, don't do these things, but I just really hope it's with a person similarly, is in similar age. But I don't know, I don't want to get too deep into semantics, you know, just protect yourself. This person is definitely into you. They're very into you, and their thoughts of you might be quite overbearing sometimes. Like, they could be at work and they just like think about you, or like one time when you guys were physical together, and they're just like, oh man, like I gotta take a second. Because, man, you fill them up, like, you light their fire. You light a fire that I think they didn't know that they had. Like, this person was just straight up gasoline, and you just, like, came in like, hey, what's up? I'm pile 2. And, like, boom, like, they just, like, full of fire, and they're like, oh, my gosh. And I think that their passion for you is something that will never be, like, forgotten. Like, they will never forget you, ever. And with this Death card, I think a lot of them, you know, if you don't see yourself coming back with this person, or interacting with this person, I think that enough time has passed where they just appreciate this connection for what it was and how beautiful it was, and like the person that you are. They just really appreciate you. If this is a separation situation, I definitely feel like this person is hoping for a second chance. With the Death card, that's heavy Scorpio energy, and obviously we have like a shit ton of fire here. So this person is just, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, you know. And I feel like with this Two of Wands, this is all about going your separate ways, and I feel like they're just so impressed by you. It's like you guys might be doing other things, but you're just still glowing. You're just doing you, being you. You're amazing. And they might watch you from afar, but they definitely would not admit how much passion they have for you right off the bat. And you know, maybe they're not in a place right now, but they're place to like be ready for this. But I feel like they're hoping that with enough time passing, there will be a new start here if this is a separation. So let's go ahead and look at channeled messages and see what your person would say to you if they could. We're just using mine today. And one thing I want to mention, I think it's really interesting that you guys are connected at the heart chakra the most, because I would definitely say that when this connection was happening, it was more sacral, if anything. But I think, you know, time heals all wounds, and I think that you've slowly seeped into one another's heart spaces. And it's like you're able to see things from a different light, and you understand a lot more now than maybe you did when you two were together, or when you two were, you know, just interacting. There's just a lot more understanding. And if you're with this person already, I think that there's just this energy of, you know, it's passion that instead of dying out grew into something more. So let's see what this person would say to you. What would pile two's person say to pile two if they could? So definitely maybe what they're actually thinking. Okay, so let's start with these. You're my soulmate. Oh my goodness. I'm still healing on top of that hermit mode, of course. You are so smart. Yes. I feel like that's, and I almost see that like, oh, you're so smart. Like, because you might be right about things sometimes and they don't want to admit it. Like, this is totally somebody who, like, maybe sometimes has an inflated sense of self, and the fact that you match them is really hot, but also irritating. I replay our conversations over and over. It's hard to be honest with myself. Yeah, I think they don't like to admit the effect that you have on them, but let's see what else would pile two's person say to pile two. Okay, well, that's too many, so I'm gonna grab these ones. I know which ones popped out. I hear you in music. You're my muse. So yeah, definitely a creative thing. So what I was saying with that, like that person might, oh, hey, like you want to collab? Like if you guys are both musicians or something, I could see them. I'm moving on. So with that energy of the being on top of the Knight of Wands, maybe they're like, they've tried to move on, or they are like exploring other options. I don't want to say that to like trigger you, especially if you're in separation. But I feel like with this, I'm moving on. Like there's mixed messages here for some of you, especially if it's like I don't want to be with this person, you know, I don't expect anything from them, you know, it's like acceptance, like, yeah, I'm moving on, ... but I really don't want to. And with this, it's like, oh, I'm moving on. Like if it's a separation, it's like, I'm moving on, wink, wink. And like, but they're still like checking their rear view mirror. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they can forget you. And over the Two of Wands, I can't make up my mind. Yeah, I feel like definitely if you're in separation, it's like this person doesn't know what they truly want to do about this. They're definitely conflicted, and please don't waste your energy worrying about me. Yeah, I feel like their thoughts about you are overbearing, and so they hope that your thoughts about them are overbearing. They've got a lot that they're worrying about right now, but man, if you feel this person in your soul and this is like something that you've been dealing with, if this is, you know, this is clearly a highly spiritual connection, and it certainly didn't happen for nothing. And holy fire, I guess that's all I have to say. And on the back of the deck, I'm afraid of rejection, but this isn't in your head. I feel it too, and I stalk your social media. That doesn't shock me. And also I want to mention you have the most beautiful face underneath that. And I'm not mature enough for this connection. Sometimes I just keep going until I'm like done, but the path to you seems so complicated and messy. Yeah, they still might be upgrading from this Knight of Wands still. But wow, this is like powerful energy. This is shifting energy, and I feel like the Seven of Wands makes a lot of sense because they are really afraid of rejection, and they are really afraid of you. Like, you might still be pissed at them, and you might be completely justified in that. So they are a little bit wary of that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get advice for you guys. The first deck is an angel number, so this could be significant. I can't remember what the deck is called, so I'll just be sure to link it in the description. But let's see, Spirit, what advice do you have for pile two? And I want to like set it down on the table when I cut it, but with my nails it's just hard because they're long. So we have 21. You are highly creative with a strong will to succeed. Your imagination is highly charged. It reveals itself in everything you do, from your sparkling conversation to your most prized projects. I am inspiring. And this is definitely Queen of Wands energy right here. And I think that's definitely an affirmation that of like your creative energy and how inspiring you are to this person. And also just encouragement, you know, any creative projects that you're doing, are working. And this bad boy popped out. We have the Independence card here, and this came out before, but I think it really resonates for people who are in separation with somebody and they're on that, you know, spiritual journey, or they're just figuring this out. I embrace total independence, and I see how empowering that is. Even when I'm in a relationship, I can still be independent by meeting my own needs and creating my own happiness. When I do that, I'm the fullest version of myself, and I have much more me to give without needing pieces of me in return, a scientifically impossible expectation. So I love that. This is all about you just focusing on you. With 21, death, and the Fool. 21 obviously makes me think of the world. You know, cycles ending. I really do think there could be a fresh start here. And, you know, with your imagination is highly charged. I mean, I think with that spiritual energy here, you are very creative. You are very magnetic. You're dazzling. You're dazzling. I want to say you're dazzling, girl, but I also don't want to like exclude anyone by gender. So I just want to say you're dazzling, girly, but that's a gender neutral girly. So you can be a boy and be a girly. Sorry. Okay, so with this, we're just going to look and see if there's any messages from Spirit about this connection or what your person wants you to know. So Spirit, what would you say to pile 1? What do you want pile 1 to know? What is pile 1's? Pile 2, sorry. Pile 2's person. You might want to check out pile 1, because if you are in separation with this person, this could be foreshadowing. not to, I don't know. If you felt called to pile 1, you might want to check it out too. But the first one is this card, and we, oh, censor, we do have some titty. But this says, emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. And on the back of the deck, we have this card, which is kind of cool. That's another snake here. Power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or walk away at any time. And I love this because this is talking about how, you know, no matter what, stay in your power, stay in your independence. Don't compromise who you are or what you want. You know, even if this person wants you, even if this person wants to come back, you know, you're in charge of your own life. You're in charge of your own destiny, and you are a whole independent person, and you're complete. You don't need anyone else to complete you. And, you know, always standing in your power and knowing your worth and knowing your power and knowing what you stand for, and not sacrificing your integrity or your needs will help keep you in alignment if reunion or union is something that you are hoping for. Okay, so let's do initials really quickly and songs. Okay. Where's my songs? Hello, where'd my songs go? Where'd I put them? It's a big ass bag. Oh, sorry, it's under my chair. Sorry. Okay, so Spirit, any songs for pile 2? Okay, a lot were popping out, and this guy popped out. So, let's see. Letters. We have L, we have C, we have Q, we have another Q, we have O, we have K, we have E, we have T, we have J, if I can pick it up, J, we have O, we have H, we have another O. I'm hearing looker. We have a 6 or a 9, however you want to see that. We have a 1. Considering how freaky you guys seem to be, I wouldn't be shocked if that was relevant. No shade, super supportive. We're sex positive on this channel. I'm just an awkward human being when it comes to that stuff. We have a 0, which to me always represents the Fool. 19 or 16 could be significant here. And we also have that 5. And yeah, I think that's all. Lots of O's, lots of Q's. C, L, T, K. Also, Taekwondo is something that I heard as well. Or, with the J, I also get jujitsu. So I don't know if, like, martial arts is something here. I don't know. Okay, so let's look at your songs. So we have Symphony by Clean Bandit featuring Zara Larsson. I actually really like that song. It's a really good song. We also have Starships by Nicki Minaj. We have Emergency by Paramore. And we have Till the World Ends by Britney Spears. So an interesting mix here. But that is where I'm going to leave your reading pile too. Thank you guys so much for watching this all the way through. If you did, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this and liked this style of reading. Definitely let me know down in the comments how it resonates and you know, anything else you'd like to share. I always love reading your comments, and definitely leave me a like and subscribe for more content like this and other exciting stuff coming in the future. I thank you guys so much for giving me the opportunity to read for you. I'm so grateful for all of you, and I'm so grateful to be able to read for all of you wonderful people. I'm wishing you guys the best. I hope you have a lovely day or night whenever you're watching, and I hope that you guys will come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, Pile 3. If you guys chose the 8th House Tarot, this is your reading, and this is how your person, or what your person thinks when they see you. So, to start, like, I have a disclaimer and also talking about what we're doing, because this is different from my typical structure. But I want to say, I've only been reading tarot for a little over a year, and I do not want to get stuck in a particular structure or reading a certain way. I'm always trying to challenge myself and do different things, and I kind of found myself getting complacent in a certain... I never want to be complacent. I always want to be changing. I always want to be growing. I always want to be improving and be better for you guys, and also, you know, look at things from a different perspective and keep things interesting. I'm sorry if you're somebody who really likes the same thing over and over, but I want to practice a bunch of different ways and explore, and you know, it's cool that you guys are along the ride with that, so thank you. Really grateful to have all of you here. So what this is, we have a chakra card in the middle to represent where you guys connect. And that could be any of these chakras, and this, I mean, I already know it's here. I shuffled beforehand, but I, you know, got to keep the element of surprise, right? But this is basically the biggest aspect of your connection, either at this time or as a whole. This side represents how your person perceives you. And this side will represent how your person perceives themselves. And I think this is very important, because when we're looking at what goes through their mind when they see you, we have to remember that we're looking at it from your person's perspective. So it's their subjective reality. And that doesn't mean that it's the objective reality or your subjective reality. It's theirs. So I think it's important to kind of get an understanding and frame of mind of where your person is at, like mentally, and how they see themselves, how they see you, and then seeing, you know, overall, how are you guys connected. So we're gonna start with how your person sees you. So we have the raccoon and fear. So with the raccoon, I already see people being like, I don't want to be represented by a raccoon, which, okay, first of all, raccoons are pretty dope. They're scrappy, but they're dope, and very intelligent little guys. You might be little, if you've ever heard of like, oh, I'm a trash panda, like, you know, I got dark under eye circles, I have rabies. No, just kidding. They might find you very cute, because, like, let's be real, raccoons are very cute and they are very smart. Actually, at my old job, I got one to give me a high five in exchange for a fruit roll up, and you might not believe me, so I will post a video of that on my Instagram at xasotarotx if you're interested. And obviously, pics, or it didn't happen. Well, actually, it's a video, so yeah, raccoons are actually really awesome. But with this raccoon card, this is definitely an earth energy. And I definitely think that, one, your person is a bit intimidated by you or afraid of you. Maybe that's because you're a bit unpredictable. You know, one fun fact, raccoons can't be domesticated. You probably have a very free energy about you, like free spirit. But I almost wonder if maybe this person only sees you at nighttime, or like when they're on social media. Like maybe you only see this person when you're out and about. Maybe they only see you at night. But I definitely feel like there's distance here because they don't have the full picture. This might be coming for your throat a little bit, and I apologize if it is. But I do feel like this person sees that you operate through fear as well. It's kind of like they fear you, and we'll get into kind of why in a second, but I think that you're probably a very anxious person, pile 3, whether you maybe want to admit it or not. And one thing about the raccoon like card is that it indicates tremendous talent and in a creative skill, whether it's playing an instrument or a creative tool, like you make projects. I could honestly even see this as somebody who is just, you know, like an entrepreneur or something like that as well. Somebody just who's creative and talented, but maybe they don't necessarily see that. I think there's ego fears here with identity, and they kind of see that. And they see that maybe you don't see yourselves in the most accurate light. But I also think that they have a hard time truly understanding who you are, because you might be a little bit shifty and don't want to reveal too much. I feel like you've kind of kept this person in the dark a little bit about who you truly are, and part of that is just that you might just be unsure of yourself, and also you might be protecting yourself. You know, you don't want to give too much away. But this person is definitely, if you haven't seen this person in a while, they're definitely curious about what you're up to. They have anxieties when it comes to this connection. But let's kind of get into why. So your person is represented as the shark with strength. And so this is really interesting because the shark, which, first of all, if you watch me or have watched me in the past, you know how I feel about sharks. They are badass. I love them. They're important. And the propaganda machine against sharks is ridiculous. And honestly, one day I will probably go in on that, but because sharks are important. But there's definitely this energy about your person. They did not reveal some kind of emotional truth when it comes to you. And for a lot of you, I feel like this is a separation that's going on, or a situationship where you're not on the same page. I feel like this has not been something that's gotten really in depth and really close. With the Strength card here, I feel like your person has really been holding back, and if their emotions and how they feel about you, and it's taken them a lot of strength, and I almost feel like they're proud of it. And I'm not saying that as like, oh good, I'm so proud of you for not expressing your emotions. Like, no, ASO is like, no, you need to speak your truth and be authentic and vulnerable. That's okay. But this person is feeling and like, I'm guilty of this too. I'm totally guilty of being like, ah, I didn't tell that person how I felt. Like, I stay winning, but I don't. Nobody wins. So even I'm guilty of that. So let me just be clear, like, that's okay. But with this Strength card here, you know, I just think of Finding Nemo and just keep swimming. And sharks actually have to continue swimming, otherwise they will die. So it's more relevant to sharks than fish, but of course, fish are friends, not food. I feel like your person did not reveal the depths of their feelings for you. Partially because, one, I feel like they didn't have a good gauge of how they felt, how you felt about them. Maybe they thought like it couldn't work. Like, man, I'm in the deep seas and they're in the deep dumpsters. Sorry, I'm just thinking about where raccoons are. But once again, there's a division here. This is water energy and you have earth energy. Now, I will say that these energies could be switched. They could be mirrored in different ways. There's a lot of possibilities, but my intention is for this to represent you and this to represent or your person's perception of you. This isn't you like completely, but this is how they perceive you and this is how they perceive themselves. And so I feel like they know that there's something like kind of biting at them. Like they don't, there's a truth that I feel like they haven't revealed that has been weighing on them a lot, and they seem like it feels like they can't escape it. And they don't know how much longer they can be strong about it. And with this raccoon card here, it's like they're really afraid to, because they don't know how you'll react. Like, you're a mixed bag. And also, I just want to mention about the raccoon thing, I don't have rabies. And if anyone says like, oh my God, you're going to get rabies, that's only if they bite you. So high five is different, okay? I'm fine. Anyway, with the raccoon thing, you know, I feel like sometimes they just don't know what they're going to get from you. And they don't know kind of what energy you're going to be in. They're afraid to be honest with their emotions. There's a lot of black and white here, which I think is interesting. And I feel like this person has been just trying to go about their business and remain strong. And like, you know, maybe you'll appear out in the blue one day. I definitely kind of feel like this person has been focusing on healing, especially root chakra healing. And they've been trying to get more in touch with their emotions and be honest with themselves about their emotions. But we have to talk about what the connecting energy is, because it is soul healing. So I don't know what's in the water over in my channel, but I'm totally getting the people with like deep connections. It's kind of crazy. But you guys are connected at this chakra, which is the star soul chakra. Say that 5 times fast. And it's essentially a chakra higher than the crown chakra. So you and this person were brought into each other's lives for a very spiritual purpose. And now, what that purpose is going to resonate differently for people. I feel like for a lot of you, this is a separation, or it's a connection where it hasn't gotten deeper. But I think that there are things about each other that you both trigger. And with this soul healing, no matter what this connection is meant to be, whether there is more, whether it's just a passionate but not enduring connection, you know, we're not talking about the main idea. This is like somebody that you, the reason you feel absolutely crazy about this person is because they feel absolutely crazy about you. With this soul healing thing here, you guys feel each other in a way that is supernatural. It's not just in your heart. It's like, it's not even just divine. It's like, this shit is supposed to make you see color. This is supposed to bring you outside of your fears. Like, for example, I feel like this person sees in you how creative and how talented you are, and how magnetic you are also, but yet you don't see your own power, and you don't see your own talent, and you hold yourself back with your own fears, and your person's like, come on, just like break out of your shell and be honest. But then this person is like, but then your person is like, oh, well, I'm not being honest about how I feel, so I need to have the strength to even be honest with this person about how I feel. It's like you both are in the dark about one another. There's a lot of fear here and a lot of misunderstandings, and I think a lot of it is stemming from you both are meant to trigger one another in order to bring about this healing, whether it's together or separate. You know, this person, whether romantic or not, is in your life for a reason, or the reason you can't let go of this is because they are in your life for a reason. And it's because there are things within you that you need to heal, and things within them that they need to heal. And so you both are mirroring those things at each other, if that makes sense. And so that fear is mirrored, and that raccoon energy is because partially they can't get a good emotional read on you. They're in the dark when it comes to you. I feel like when they see you, it's very sporadically, and they don't necessarily know how you feel about them. And I think that the thing about the shark is that the longer this person keeps from being honest with their truth, the crazier they're going to go. And we see that this person is like completely in the dark, so you, and this person's kind of coming towards the light. So I almost feel like your person is leaning towards being the one to lay things out on the table about this connection. And I feel like when they see you, they're just like, I don't know how they're going to take it. I don't know what's going to happen. It almost seems like they're wanting to walk through this portal of fear and stand on their pillar of strength, which if they're a shark, they can't stand it all. But they just want to rest on that pillar, I guess. Maybe it's an underwater pillar. Who knows? Maybe that raccoon has, gills. Or it's a Sharknado. Maybe your person will show up a Sharknado. Anyway, okay. Enough blabbing from me. So I'm going to move these out of the way, and we're just going to go ahead and get into what goes through your person's mind when they see you. And I honestly kind of love how deep this has gotten. Like in all the piles, it's been super deep and super impactful. And so I'm like, damn, like my viewers got depth. Like I'm like really impressed by you guys, and I'm just really impressed by your energy. But yeah, wow, lots of special connections out there. And yeah, y'all are some special people. But okay, so let's go ahead and look at what goes through your person's mind actually when they see you, because it definitely seems like they want to be honest with you about something. And this is the 8th house tarot, by the way. And it's cool because it's like, it's got a bunch of astrology on it. So to start, well, we have the 2 of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the 8 of Wands. We have the King of Wands. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Okay. So what goes through your person's mind when they think about you? I love that this is a very unconventional deck, because if you don't read tarot, you might not know what this means, but I know exactly what this shit means, man, and it's good. Your person wants a fresh start with you. With the Two of Cups here, there's a deep connection here, and definitely soul. I mean, we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. So your person sees you both as counterparts, and I think it's through fire. You both could have a lot of fire placements, or you could just be very passionate people, very creative, very driven, adventurous. Definitely march to the beats of your own drum. But this person, when they see you, oh man, it's like all bets are off. Honestly, I'm wondering if the next time they see you, they might not try for a fresh start with you. But if they see you just like on social media and stuff, I feel like they regret in the past not being more transparent with you about their feelings, because man, they want to make moves. They see you guys as counterparts. And I think they love how similar you guys are in a lot of ways. Because the interesting thing with the shark and the raccoon is that, like, they seem like two totally different animals, but they're both definitely misunderstood, and they're both definitely essential, and they have their own perks. And I don't know, I think that you both, like, you and your person are very unique, and I think your person loves that you're just as unique as they are. You know, we have a crown on both things, and you know, maybe your person is at a distance to you, but the passion that they have for you is unreal, and they see you as somebody that they could absolutely do it all with. I mean, we've got counterpart energy here. And they want to ground this connection with that Ace of Pentacles here. And with the Two of Cups, I mean, y'all know what the Two of Cups is. If you watch tarot readings, you know what the Two of Cups is. This is literally like, I think that you are my counterpart. I want to give this connection a shot. I want to take action, and I want to ground it. I think that we're a great match. I think that we work really well together. I think that, oh, you just light my fire. Like, that's just what I'm hearing. Like, oh, you make me feel some type of way. Some Type of Way by Rich Homie Quan. Check that song out. It's not in my song bag, but it's a... I can't say the lyrics, I'll get demonetized, and I've already accidentally dropped an F-bomb or two already, so I gotta be careful. But yeah, I mean, you match this person's energy. They love that. They're still... I love that the Queen of Wands is represented by the black cat, because the King of Wands is represented by an astronaut. So it's like you guys are just... perspectives, where you come from, so totally different, and how you see each other is probably very different, but it's cool. Like, it's really cool. I feel like with the cat, you know, there's just that energy of being maybe misunderstood, but also just mysterious. And then, you know, with the King of Wands here, we can't even see his face. Like, he's literally in space. Like, he's out in his own other world. And I only say she and he because those are the genders, but this is just fascinating. Like, I don't know, I just think this is so interesting, and I want to know if something happens here. You pile threes, if your person does not let you know about this, I'm going to be very upset. I want to know about this. I'm too invested now. I feel like they want to heal this connection too. Like, they just want to heal, like, whatever has gone on in the past. Like, I feel like it's been more misunderstandings than anything. I think the intentions have always been genuine, or maybe they've done things with there's a lot of impulsive energy here. And I feel like both of you have maybe done things that you're not proud of, or typically wouldn't have done. But I think enough time has passed where it's like you guys aren't in the thick of it anymore, and you could see more clearly, and you're starting to understand, like, I should be over this person, this person shouldn't matter anymore. Why am I still so glued to them or so involved with them? And I think it really primarily comes down to this idea that, like, there's so much desire for each other. I'm like, why won't you guys just make up and kiss? Like, come on. Come on. But, you know, the circumstances are different, and I'm only seeing what this person is thinking and what goes through their mind. You know, just because they're thinking this doesn't mean they'll necessarily take action towards it. But with the shark being there and that truth, like, this is their truth. They see you as their counterpart. They want a fresh start. They want commitment, and they want to give this Two of Cups energy a shot because you guys are mirroring each other. You probably want this as well, and this is very exciting, and I feel like they need to take action towards you sooner. They're just gonna, like, I feel like the wheels are turning at the very least, and it's got my heart racing. Okay, let's see. What else, Spirit, what else does pile 3's person think about when they see pile 3? Okay, so we have the moon. More Cancer energy here. We have the 3 of Cups. We have the 8 of Pentacles, so we have mirroring 8s here. Heavy Leo energy, heavy Cancer energy. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Are you joking? And we have the 6 of Cups. Oh my God, like, I'm gonna throw up. This is so cute. And on the back of the deck, we have the 6 of Pentacles. So what's really cool about this deck, if you haven't noticed already, is that there are placements here. So I'm just going to read them all really quickly so that you can just hear them. Maybe you or your person will have them. We have Venus in Cancer, fire, water energy, Mercury in Sagittarius, fire, fire energy. So just so that you guys are aware, this is just like a tarot fun fact. All pages are represented by Earth, I believe. We can check. Where's a page? I don't know, I'll check. All pages are represented by an earth, typically. Knights are represented by air. Queens are represented by water. And kings are represented by fire. So, okay, yeah, here's a page. Yeah, so earth, earth. So the Page of Pentacles is earth, earth. So every single page, no matter what, has earth energy to it. Every single knight, no matter what, has air energy to it. Every single queen has water energy to it, and every single king has fire energy to it. So fun fact, if you didn't know that, that's the case. But we also have moon in Taurus, sun in Scorpio, Mercury in Virgo, sun in Virgo, Mercury in Cancer. Yeah, oh my goodness. Wow. This is heavy. This is powerful. There's so much powerful energy right now. Like, I just feel lucky to be a reader because this energy is insane. But anyway, with the moon here, they feel you in their soul. This is a psychic connection. They feel you intuitively. I bet you guys visit each other on the astral plane all the time. I bet you, and by that I mean I bet you guys have dreams about each other a lot. And with this Queen of Wands, it's like they know you could have anyone you want. They know it. But they also know how much joy they feel when they're around you. And they want to be better at communicating their feelings with that Mercury in Cancer. They want to be more upfront about the joy that you bring them. And for a lot of you, they want to tell you how much they miss you. With the 8 of Wands mirroring the 8 of Pentacles here, or the 8 of Earth, they want to work at this. Like, they're not just coming in with false promises. Like, if they're going to do this, they're doing it for real because they want to work. And maybe they have to focus on themselves and their work first, but I feel like they want to work at this connection because they know that it could build into something very solid. And with Mercury in Virgo, they're thinking practically. And with this King of Wands, like, they're realizing that they could have it all with you. Like, they want to have that legacy with you. They want to build something really special. And maybe also with the 10 of Pentacles here, maybe the family is something that has had a huge influence on this connection. But I just love how colorful and expressive these images are, because it's like what I was saying before, everything is so black and white and so uncertain, and this is the color that you guys are missing. And it's mirrored. I would not be shocked if you saw qualities in the shark that you also did in the raccoon. Like, I feel like this is heavily mirrored energy, and this is really beautiful. And this energy has been coming out a lot in collective readings, and I think this one is incredibly powerful. 888 could be a very important synchronicity here. But with the moon, this is all about the soul, and you know, this is soul healing. I feel like if there was, neither of you have been able to let go of this connection. I'm just going to be real. And I feel like this person is really hoping for the chance to fix that. And I feel like they just want a fresh slate. We have the Six of Cups here. We have the Two of Cups and the Six of Cups. That is soulmate shit. Like, they're very nostalgic about your past together, the experiences that you've had. And maybe your person just wants to give to you, or they're ready to give. With that Six of Pentacles, it's like they want to be the one to reach out, or they want to give. Maybe they won't necessarily reach out. Like, maybe the stars will have to align. Maybe you'll have to see each other in person. But this person just wants to give to you. With that moon in Taurus, I love the energy of a Taurus moon. It's so generous. It's so caring. And there's such a beautiful balance here of, I just heard finally getting out of your thoughts, because I think the mental body is what was holding you both back in this connection. And you're finally getting into the other elements, grounding these things. And your person wants a fresh start. The Six of Cups is all about reunion, and the Ace of Cups is all about a new opportunity. And we're mirroring again with that six, mirroring those sixes, mirroring those eights. We've got a Queen and King counterpart, a Six of Cups and a Two of Cups, the High Priestess with the moon. So there's another mirroring with the moon there. I mean, holy shnikes, pile of three. Y'all are blowing me out of the water. This is so awesome. Like, I don't know. I keep saying, like, I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but like this collective energy, like, man, like shit is shifting. But like, also I'm filming on the night of the eclipse, so yeah, maybe shit really is shifting. Like, this is crazy. Wow, wow. Your person thinks the world of you, and no matter what has happened, this is the emotional truth that they want to speak. I mean, and underneath that, the Nine of Pentacles, Venus and Virgo. I definitely saw an energy, and look what's underneath that, the Nine of Cups, Jupiter and Pisces. Definitely some Jupiter and Pisces energy, and definitely I wasn't feeling Jupiter and Pisces, but I could see how it applies. But also Venus and Virgo, I was feeling. I feel like the person you're asking about, or both of you, are both very comfortable in your independence. And I feel like you guys have found satisfaction within yourselves. You've been working on yourselves. And it's like, you know what? Maybe I am ready for this. Maybe I am ready to open myself up to this. I feel like you guys just bring so much emotional satisfaction. And I think the beauty of it is that you both acknowledge that you can be separate in your energy now. Maybe before, like, the energy wasn't right, or you're like, it was codependent, or yeah, I just opened this up just to see what would happen. King of Air. So see here how it says air over fire. So it seems to be like the first one is just the element of the suit, and then the element of the court card. Just fun fact. So yeah, maybe you and your person, maybe your person was emotionally unavailable. Maybe you were emotionally unavailable. Maybe you both were. But I feel like you both were trying to think logically about this connection, and I honestly have kind of abandoned just talking about your person at this point, because I know, like, this is something that is so mirrored, and I feel like you both want it. So one of you is gonna have to be vulnerable here, or maybe we're just waiting for things to hit right. You know what I mean? Waiting for the right time. It's all gonna vary for different people. And, you know, and like I said, energies can always change. And I don't want to say that this is like 100,000,000% guaranteed. Energies change, actions, intentions change. You know, deep down in your heart, you know the answer. That's all I'll say. But let's do channeled messages now and see what this person would say. I have a feeling it's going to be quite juicy. So I'm just using my channeled messages today. I hope that's okay. I feel like the hidden truth messages get a bit repetitive. So Spirit, what would pile 3's person say to pile 3? Or like, what do they think about? I can't make up my mind. Yeah, it's like maybe they're hesitating about coming forward, because I do still feel this sense of hesitation. Like they could just continue to be strong and just keep swimming in the opposite direction. I bury myself in my work. Yeah, I think, yeah. They try to get their mind off of you. They really do. I still see a future with you. Yeah. And please don't forget about me. Yeah, they it's not over, honeys. It is not over. Okay, I'm gonna take this one guy, or I guess that one wants to say, so I'll take him too. What did I say? What did I say? It's not over. I promise I have changed. Yeah, like if this is gonna happen, like I feel like y'all are coming right. Like I feel like there's maybe been enough time passed here, or there's been a lot of healing. Oh man. So beautiful. So under the 3 of Cups we have, I'm not mature enough for this connection. The path to you seems so messy and complicated. I don't know who I am anymore. I feel like they're like, why am I so shook by this person? Why am I so shook by pile 3? And look what's fallen out here. I am so afraid to be vulnerable. Huh, who would have thought? Not like we read that from a mile away. But that's beautiful. And on the back of the deck, I see us getting married one day, and you've changed me. And your intelligence intimidates me. A lot about smartness today. Lots of similar energies in the piles. I'm gonna be honest, and it's kind of freaking me out. Like I'm like, I don't want to look like I'm. I think that the energies are different. This could be different stages, but this is a lot about deep spiritual connections, this reading, and this is a beautiful reading. And I feel like your person is still getting to that point. Maybe they're not fully ready to jump in, but they think about this, and I think that they want this. They can't let go of you, and they feel this in their soul. Like, I just want to cry. Like, this is the second time where I'm like, man, I just want to cry. Like, this is, like, beautiful. But I definitely feel like this connection hasn't been given the justice it deserves. Like, I feel like, if anything, it's very likely that this connection never ended up with commitment. I would say that this was definitely a situationship that you could still be in, or that ended, like maybe one person ghosted, maybe you both just kind of like put a pin in it, whatever it is. I think, like, oh my god, yeah, they could see having like the white picket fence and all that. Maybe they didn't even see themselves as somebody who would have a family, and now they're like, damn, like I would have babies for them, like I would do anything for them. Like, I feel like y'all would do anything for each other. This is so beautiful. Oh my god, like, wow, wow. Okay, I hope that my intense shock hasn't been too annoying. We're gonna move into advice now for you, in regards to this connection. So hopefully that will give you some clarity here on what to do about this. I'm sorry if I get too excited. This is really exciting energy, and I'm excited for you guys, and I want you guys to be happy and like be with your person. Like, obviously, who wouldn't want that? And y'all know, if you watch my readings, I am not someone to sugarcoat things, and maybe sometimes I'm a little bit too harsh, so I do apologize if I come across as harsh. I never try to, but I don't say this shit unless I mean it. And this is real. Like, this is the real deal. Like, this is somebody who is like, I want this person. Okay, so Spirit, advice for pile 3. Self-worth. And I love that, because how did this person perceive you? As that raccoon, as not seeing their full worthiness? I cast off all concerns about what other people think of me. I know I'm a totally kick-ass person, and my kick-assness can never be diminished by rejection. So people can think what they think and feel what they feel. In the meantime, I'll just keep on knowing what I know without thinking about what they are thinking about what I already know, I think. So this is total energy of just when you know. Like, you guys know. Like, you both know. You haven't communicated that to each other, but you both know. And I want to note what's on the back of the deck here, and I'm taking it. And underneath that, honesty, I'm taking all three of them, actually. This is the only pile where I feel like I've needed to take all three. But commitment. I willingly accept that it's safe to topple my walls and commit completely to a relationship. It might be one that's already here or one that's on the way. Either way, those walls have got to go. Without them, I can go further, feel freer, and love bigger than ever before. Bonus, no walls means I save a lot of money on picture frames and paint/wallpaper. And we have honesty. This heralds a wonderful time of rooting yourself in complete and total honesty. It might seem scary to tell the truth all the time with everyone about everything, but when you practice radical honesty, you can stop hiding and start relaxing. The best part is honesty from you inspires honesty from others. What results is a rootin' tootin' trust parade, and everybody's invited, except the bagpipe players, but you know they'll show up anyway. Aw, well, bagpipe players are invited to our parade, to our collective parade. There's a room for bagpipe players as well. Okay, so I'm getting advice from two more decks. This is also an indie deck. I can't remember what it's called, so I'm going to just link it in the description, but it's basically angel numbers. So, Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 3? What do you want them to know? So we have the number 24. You have a heart of gold and are very skilled at maintaining balanced, stable relationships. You are loyal to your loved ones and are able to be the nurturer, protector, and provider all at once. I am generous. Yeah, this is totally the energy of starting to, like, I don't know. Y'all can read the writing. And guess what 24 reduces to? 6. I'm going to see what's on the bottom of the deck. 555, which is change. A major shift is coming into your life. A major shift is about to come into your life experience and change your path's direction. Be open and stay positive. I am optimistic. Yeah. This is, and guess what was underneath that? 6. How interesting. And I'll just read it because it's already here. Your heart is your natural gift. You are a natural born nurturer and you have a great talent for helping and healing others. You are the epitome of self-sacrifice and a protector of those you love. I am nurturing. So yeah, this is beautiful. This is, oh, like, I'm just so happy for everybody who picked this pile because I feel like there's probably been a long time of uncertainty. And I just want to tell you, like, this is so mirrored, it's not even funny. So even if you're like, well, I know that I feel this way, but how do I know that my person feels this way? And it's like, bro, like, what about mirror do you not understand? Like, they feel this way too. And I feel like both of y'all have been too stubborn and too prideful to open up about this. And maybe there's some distance. Maybe you guys are waiting for the right time. Maybe more things need to shift. But at the end of the day, at the core of it, this is how your person is thinking. Like, they're letting go of their anxious thoughts. And I feel like you are too. This is so dope. So, okay. Spirit, what do you want pile 3 to know about this connection? Maybe what does pile 3's person want to say to them? What do they need to hear? Okay, that one came out in the last pile, so I'm going to take it. There's a titty there, so if you're sensitive, there you go. But we're going to shuffle one that hasn't come out yet. So, Spirit, what else? Okay, that one's coming. Okay. Well, a lot came out, and I'm going to honor that. So, let's see. Okay, so this is going to be the back of the deck energy. So, I'll take that one for now. But, yeah, definitely if this was a friends with benefits situation, I think you could tell him just by the way that you guys did the deed that it was something more than just casual. So this is that card, and it says sexual union, honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. This is the second image, and it says romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. So yeah, things are shifting here. And we have surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. And so I feel like Spirit is asking you to let go of the past, surrender to this. Don't be pressed on why or how. Just trust that if this feels right and you feel this deeply in your soul, like it'll work out. The stars will align. And we also have emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. And this was your back of the deck energy, and it says, oh, this is like so cute. I'm gonna throw up everywhere. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Oh, I'm just like, oh, this is so cute and gross. Like, oh, when I say gross, like in my, like, because I'm just the type of person who is like, bleh, love, but also like, this is the cutest thing ever, and I'm so happy. Like, oh, this is definitely like, this is the shit we want to see, and I'm just so happy to see it. Yeah, you're definitely, you feel this person at a spiritual level. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. I'll just tell you, you're not crazy. This connection is crazy, but like I said, you guys are meant to be in each other's lives. Even if you're physically apart, even if this is a separation, you're always united. Like, you will feel this person and like know it. If you won't just feel this person in your heart, like you'll feel this person like in the depths of your soul. And I feel like the depth of your soul is like right kind of where like the rib cage ends, like in the middle, but that's just me. I don't know anything about medicine, so truthfully I can't confirm what that is, because I want to say sternum, but like I think your sternum is much higher, and I know nothing about anatomy, so I just sound ignorant. Okay, let's get initials and songs, and then I will leave y'all to it. Okay, so pile 3, Spirit. Alrighty. So we got that. Let's get some songs. So, Spirit, songs for pile 3. Perfect. Each pile has had 4. Oh, and one little guy just fell out, so I'm gonna take him. He fell on the floor. Okay, so we'll finish songs till the end. Oh my gosh, and a candle just went out. Spoopy. Okay, and this is why I love doing long readings, because, man, I like the depth, okay? So we have an M or a W, however you would like to view that. I'll put that on the black so it's not. We also have an L. We have an I. We have an A. We have an H. We have a Z. We have a Y. Oh, you know what I'm really thinking of? If you've ever seen the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, so you know, classic real cinema. Plankton says, I've tried everything from A to Y. And then his wife Karen's like, A to Y? And he's like, yeah, you know, the alphabet. And then Karen's like, what about Z? And he's like, Z? And then she's like, Z, the letter after Y. And then he's like shook to exist that Plan Z exists. And so I feel like this connection has not worked in a lot of ways. And y'all are probably going to Plan Z, but like Plan Z is going to work. Y'all are going to get to Shell City, except you're not Plankton. I feel like this is going to be more successful. And, you know, the 0 is the energy of the Fool card. We also have another O here. Molly could be significant, the name or the drug, not judging. We've got a lot of sixes here. We have 666 and 999. We have 2 4s here. We have 2 3s. And we have another 5. So that would make 4 5s actually with that. So the mirroring energy here is intense and wow. So let's look at the songs. Want You Back by Cher Lloyd. We have Oh Love by Green Day. We have Rockabye by Clean Bandit. We have Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. And oh, we have Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa. Wow. Okay, lots of interesting energies here. My heart's racing. I hope yours is too. I hope you're excited. Like, I'm excited. Like, this is dope. Like, I'm so happy for y'all. Like, I'm so happy for y'all. I can't even put it into words. Like, just to be real with you guys, if you've already stuck around long enough, you're gonna like hear what I have to say anyway. It sucks to have to like tell people the truth and be like, you know, this isn't, like, I tell the truth. And if I thought if I smelled bullshit, I would bring it, I would say it. And you probably could tell with the beginning, like with the shark and the raccoon, those maybe aren't ideal cards. But we weren't seeing color, and we saw color, and that shit is really nice, and I'm really excited for you guys. But I am going to leave this reading here because I'm sure it has been long enough. But you guys are legally required at this point to tell me about this connection because I need to know what's going on here, because I'm so excited for all of you, and I am just, I'm just so excited. And I really hope, I know that this is just energy. We can't guarantee anything for sure, but I really do feel like this is powerful. This is major, and I don't feel like this is going to be something that just like comes and goes. I feel like if you've been getting this message a lot, like this is a resounding like, yeah, bro, this is actually happening. And I pulled out many more cards for you than I did the other piles. Like, this is nuts. But okay, I'm gonna leave this reading here, pile 3. Like I said, legally required to comment. And I almost wonder if you watched my Why Did You Meet This Person? I wonder if you watched that pile for pile 3. I feel like this is big. But yeah, I'm gonna leave things here. Thank you guys so much, pile 3. If you're not already, I would love it if you left me a like and subscribed. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to read your cards and charms. I am so grateful to have the opportunity to read for wonderful people like you and to be able to read in general. So thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching, and hopefully I will see you guys again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 4. Thank you so much for coming to watch this. I'm sorry, if you've noticed, the candles are different, and that is because I've been filming so long that the ones I was filming with originally burnt out. Yeah, this has been a long one and been much more in-depth than I anticipated. So expect intense messages because it's been that way for everyone, but I don't really mean intense in a bad way, like intense in a good way. Things are shifting collectively, and it's awesome. Yeah, I've been putting this disclaimer in every single pile because I know a lot of people skip the intros, and if I just like want to say, I'm starting things out a bit different, and I'm reading a bit differently in this reading. Basically just because I wanted to, and I wanted to be really transparent with you guys. I'm not doing this because I feel like I have to explain myself. I'm doing it because I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from. So I guess that is me explaining myself, but also I've only been reading tarot for a little bit over a year. And I really don't ever want to get complacent and only follow one style. And I could just kind of feel myself like getting stuck in a specific structure. And so I guess it's more so for my people who really like structure and are really comforted by the same thing, like knowing what to expect, because I totally respect that. But I am still growing and learning and changing, and I want to experiment with things and try new things out. And so yeah, I just want you guys to see that like you can read tarot in many different ways, and maybe things will resonate less or maybe things will resonate more. I don't know. That's why you gotta experiment and figure it out. And taking risks is a good thing. So yeah. So essentially with this reading, because we are seeing what goes through this person's mind when they see you, which is kind of funny because at this point it's like insane. It's been so deep. But basically what I wanted to do beforehand was kind of, because we're reading your person's mind, see where your person is coming from. So we have an objective truth, because everything that is filtered through your person's mind is going to be through their subjective truth, and it might not match your subjective truth. But this card is an objective truth, so it doesn't matter what your subjective perceptions are. This is like this is the universe saying this is what's going on. But these two cards, so on this side, I intended this to be how your person perceives you. That doesn't mean that's how you see yourself or how you are, but this is how your person sees you. And then on this side is how your person sees themselves. So like I said, this person could see themselves as the bee's knees, and you could think they're a dumb idiot and like they're delusional. Both of your subjective truths. So just to keep that in mind, and try not to get too like things could be different, things could be mirrored. I just, for the majority, that is my intention, and that's where I'm coming from. So let's start with, I'm actually going to do the connecting energy first, because what's really interesting is that you guys got this chakra and the number 2 of rebirth and the butterfly. So this is really interesting because you guys are connected at a level deeper than the root chakra. So I think it's called like the earth soul chakra or some shit like that. And it essentially is like you both are going through transformations and changing and becoming better people because of one another. And that doesn't have to be because you're actively talking to one another. You could have been with this person and broken up. You could be in a separation with this person. You could be with this person. It's really kind of all across the board. But the commonality between the both of you that the universe is acknowledging is that you both are transforming and becoming better people because of this connection. So let's look at how your person sees you. And they see you as fire ant and balance. So like I said, this is perception. That doesn't mean it's reality. But this is interesting. And also your person sees themselves as the bat and cleanse. So I definitely think that this is a connection where things have not been easy. And I'm filming this on November 30th on the full moon eclipse. So it does kind of make sense that there's a lot of things changing. I think in a lot of ways, with you being this fire ant, so we have fire and air represented here. This is the first fire animal deck, or like the fire card. And the description in the book is not the most flattering. And I don't want you to take offense to it. Because here's the thing. I feel like aspects about you that this person didn't like or didn't appreciate, they've come to admire and and if not admire, respect. You've brought balance to this person because it's very clear that you and this person are quite different. It's possible that this person just thinks that you have a very rigid way of seeing things. Therefore, it's not their way. That doesn't mean that you are rigid and that you only are willing to see things their way, but they might perceive it to be that way. I think one thing's for sure, you have a very tough exterior, and I feel like they didn't realize at first how sensitive you actually are. And I think that you've built up that tough exterior to maybe hide that sensitivity. And at times, like a normal human, you might feel insecure and you might gossip, or you might be a little aggressive, or stand your ground, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's something that your person acknowledges, and I feel like they've come to really respect a lot of those headstrong aspects about you. I mean, this is fiery energy. And like I feel like you guys are quite different, but it brings balance. And I'm kind of getting two separate energies here. I can see a situation where, because I was saying like there could be a lot of things across the board, but I almost can kind of see two different scenarios. One is, this is like an ex, and neither of you are really interested in reconnecting, but you both acknowledge that this relationship had its perks and you've changed for the better and you're changing for the better. Or I feel like you guys gave it a go in the past. Things did not work out, and in fact, they could have been quite messy. I feel like lots of arguments here, lots of misunderstandings, maybe just a lot of being an ego. Because one thing's for sure, I feel like both of you can hold a grudge. And I think you can hold one much longer than this person, actually. It seems like this person, your person, is the one who's more willing to concede. And of course, energies could be switched, and this is their perception, and I'm reading their perception. Don't shoot the messenger. But they do. With the bat spirit here, it's interesting because in the book, this bat spirit talks all about rebirth. And so this person really is trying to let go of the past and cleanse. And that makes sense with this cleanse. Like, I feel like they're appreciating you for what you are and acknowledge that they don't have to change you. Like, you're perfect just the way you are, and you've taught this person a lot of lessons. And I think that they're trying to either cleanse the past in terms of like just starting fresh and not holding on to this connection anymore. If it's like you both are moving on from each other, they're trying to cleanse, and like they're respecting you for who you are and what you've brought to them, but they are just trying to like move forward. If not, if this is where you're giving it like another go, they definitely are trying to release the past, and they want like a fresh start, a rebirth within the connection, new terms. Like I said, you'll know what scenario you are, and this could very well be separation, and you might not know where this person is. So I feel like if it's a separation and you're really just like not sure what's going on, like you're not talking to them or anything, they might just be surrendering this. They might just be surrendering this and, you know, just trying to do their own thing. But one thing's for sure, you both are growing, you both are evolving, and you both are raising your vibrations, and that is wonderful. Whether you grow together or apart, you both are growing. And on your person's end, because I can't see yours, I do feel like while they might not always agree with you, they might not always understand you, and they might not always see where you're coming from, they respect it because you bring balance, and there is a lot of ingenuity and different ideas. And I think it's interesting because the cleanse card has that wiggly line and the balance has those straight rigid lines. And so I think that maybe you're more set in your ways, or your person perceives you to be more set in your ways, and they're just trying to like go with the flow right now, like with the moon, like they're just trying to release, like with this full moon. But they recognize that balance is good and differences are good, and maybe just because you guys don't vibe doesn't mean that you're wrong for each other, or that you're a bad person or anything. Like, it's just like, we're different. And so if we're in the boat of wanting to make this work, we're going to have to figure out how to make this work. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to do here. We're going to have to collaborate and be willing to let go of the past and let go of resentments, because I do feel a bit of volatile energy here. I definitely feel like this is somebody that you have a history with, for sure. Somebody, like, this connection has been grounded in reality at least once. Like, I feel like maybe you gave it a go and things, with air and fire here, I mean, you could gas each other up or burn each other down very easily. So I think it's beautiful. You know, I think there is some kind of change and some kind of rebirth, whatever group you are in. So let's go ahead and see what this person thinks. You know, maybe that will give us a better idea. I just kind of wanted to see where we were at here. We are using the Apparition Tarot. So things have been quite interesting, which I should mention. I'm like superstitious, so I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. And if you are one of the other billion humans in the world that watches The Office, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know. I guess I just like to cut my deck into 3 before I shuffle it. But I definitely think this is going to be interesting, because, like, this is the energy. I was waiting for an energy like this, I guess. And that's not a good or bad thing. I was just like, I don't know. I knew there needed to be a pile 4, and now I know why. So what goes through pile 4's person's mind when they see pile 4 spirit? Okay. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Wands. We have the Sun. We have the Magician. And we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, interesting. So what goes through this person's mind? Well, first of all, when you guys do choose to work together, you do work very well together. And I'm actually getting different interpretations for the Queen of Pentacles. So it's going to depend on the group that you're in. Because for some of you, there's comparison here. I'm not going to lie. I feel like for those of you who are not interested in getting back with this person, and you're in that group of, okay, like, we've moved on, like, or we're moving on, like, I'm not interested in revisiting this. I feel like your person sees you as the Queen of Wands. You're very passionate, you're very fiery. And I think what this person learned through the experience of your connection, is that they don't vibe with your energy completely. And I hope I'm not like, I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers. You'll know if this is your pile, because you're going to be like, yeah, I didn't vibe with them either. They didn't vibe. And I think that they're just realizing, you know, it's not that you were wrong or that you were bad. It's just that this person desires more stability and maybe somebody more just grounded, and I Spirit wants me to say nurturing, but I feel like you could absolutely be nurturing, and I'm sure you are, but your energy just feeling you. You have that energy of, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want, and you cannot control me, you cannot make me do what I want. I feel like this person, you are unpredictable sometimes, and I feel like this person realizes that they need predictability, or maybe they like that more. And I think that if this was very volatile and this was a very hard connection, you're probably like, yeah, like we clearly weren't compatible. Like there was, and that doesn't mean that this person doesn't think the world of you, because trust me, they do. If you're not if you're not planning on coming back into connection with this person wants you to have the best. They think that you are a gift and perfect for somebody. Like you're definitely just a shining star, and so bright, so beautiful, just a force, and you are going to make moves wherever you go, and you can manifest whatever you want. You're a powerful manifester, and they have just the utmost respect for you. But with that Four of Wands, they definitely want stability, and maybe they didn't feel stable in your connection, you know, because you're not compromising you for anybody. However, for the people who are trying this again, I feel like this Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles situation relates to this rebirth. I feel like if you guys are trying this connection again, there isn't a third party or anything like that. Like they're not moving on to somebody else. The energy instead is more, they're seeing a newer side to you, because I do feel like this Queen of Pentacles energy is something very comforting to them. I think that they're seeing aspects of you that maybe they didn't appreciate before. And I feel like maybe you guys are learning how to coexist and learning that you can be strong and powerful and fiery, but also nurturing and caring and loving. Like that they can coexist. This is Leo energy. It can be quite prideful at times, and I think this person maybe does see that in you a little bit. You could definitely have Leo placements, or Aries or Sagittarius. We have a lot of fire here, but with the Four of Wands, I feel like this person is if this is like we're starting over again, they're seeing this in a new light, and they're seeing this as a way, like this second chance is a gift, and they feel very blessed. With the Magician card here, I feel like they feel more in control now. Like it's like you guys had that trial period and you had to figure some stuff out. Things had to be worked around, but I feel like this person is learning how to separate themselves from their feelings and their emotions, and they're just trying to be objective and fair. And also, I think one thing that they admire about you is that you both are trying here. You both are trying to get better. You both are trying to achieve your dreams. So like I said, you know, you're gonna know which group you're in. I want to do justice to both, because the commonalities are that when y'all did make it work, you made it work. Like Tim Gunn made that shit work. And I feel like you guys achieved a lot, or are going to achieve a lot, especially with the Magician. I see you both as being two very ambitious people. And I can almost see that maybe if we're talking a really traditional idea, you know, two people are both very ambitious and focused on their careers. One person wants them to maybe take a more maternal route. Like maybe one person wants the other to stay at home with kids, or take care of the house, or maybe slow down and kind of be a support system to the other. It's like neither of you wanted to compromise that, especially if it's like you both decided to move forward. But this could even be, you could even have decided to make it work. Like, make it work. You know, you guys decided, like, if you're giving this a second shot, it's like, okay, well, neither of us are going to compromise our dreams, so we have to work together, and we have to be positive, and we have to root each other on, and we have to separate ourselves from our own ego and our needs and our desires. We have to fulfill ourselves and just add to one another. But if this is where you guys are moving on, you know, this person recognizes now, like, they're glad that things didn't work out, because they would have never wanted to stifle you in that way. You know, you deserve just as much as they do to go after their dreams, and they see how capable you are of achieving them. And they really believe that you're going to, and they think that your perfect person is out there, just like their perfect person is too. You know, this Queen of Pentacles might not exist. They might not have even moved on yet, but they're just acknowledging, maybe I want somebody who is going to be more of a support role. Maybe I want to be in the lead. Maybe I want to focus on me, you know? I feel like this was a connection with two very strong personalities, and that can be hard. But still valid and still beautiful in its own way, and you'll know. So, okay, so Spirit, what else does this person think when they see pile 4? Look at this. Okay. Okay, so here it is saying put these 2 cards on top and then cut the deck. And I kind of want to take this one as the bottom of the deck energy. Taking that. Okay. So, Ace of Cups. Yeah. 9 of Cups. Queen of Cups. Yeah. 2 of Swords. Knight of Wands. And bottom of the deck energy is the Death card. So this is really interesting, because this is the second deck where we've had death as... But look, we have more mirroring with that butterfly imagery. So I'm going to just kind of like move that right there. Scorpio energy for sure. So what else this person sees? Once again, for those of you who are giving this a second shot, they are realizing that I think that they have actually more feelings for you now than they did before. And one thing that they've learned with this 4 of Wands and this 9 of Cups is that the satisfaction and peace that they were looking for were within themselves all along. And with the Queen of Cups, you really did or do hold a special place in their heart. It's interesting that we have so many queens here, and they kind of like form like a perfect triangle. And I think, you know, if this is over and you're not gonna get involved with this person again, or don't want to, or don't believe you will, remember, energies always change. This person acknowledges that you still were very giving, and you were very emotionally nurturing at times. Like, yes, you could be fiery. Yes, you could. Yes, you spoke your mind. But at the same time, you really were, like, really caring in a lot of ways. And I think that this person didn't appreciate that. You know, maybe you just had a different way of expressing your emotions, and maybe they wanted something more straight up nurturing, and you're just not that way. It wasn't your love language. And I think they're realizing now that they're able to look from afar, like, oh, you know, they really did really care about me, and I really do appreciate them. And this connection definitely taught you both. First of all, they knew that you were somebody else's dream come true. You were a dream woman, and it's like, okay, this isn't working out with us. They deserve this Ace of Cups. They deserve this 10 of Cups, this full emotional fulfillment. And if it's not working out between us, because I feel like this person didn't want things to end, and maybe neither did you, but it's like you guys both intuitively knew. The thing with the 2 of Swords is like, you don't know, but you know. And I feel like you both intuitively knew that things would come to an end. And, you know, I usually talk about the Death card as rebirth, which this is. Death is rebirth. And to have this intense synchronicity with the butterfly, I think is amazing. With the Knight of Wands, honestly, I would be lying, especially, I'd be lying if they didn't still, like, even if you guys are never gonna reconnect, they still think about you in a physical way. I think you are the best they've ever had, and you rock their world. They definitely want peace between you with that dove above all, and it's like no matter where you guys go, no matter where you end up, they just want the best for you. You really have taught this person some of the most important lessons they'll ever need to learn, and they are really grateful. They have changed and they have become better because of you. Now, for those of you who are having a second shot with this person is, first of all, like I said earlier, they're having more feelings for you than they did the first time. And I think they're realizing what a blessing this second chance is, what this rebirth is. Because I think now, maybe before you guys relied on each other to give one another emotional fulfillment. But now I think this person is in the energy of realizing that, oh, I can fulfill myself, and I shouldn't expect my person, i.e. you, to be all of my emotional fulfillment. They deserve the same emotional fulfillment that I'm striving for as well. And so with this Queen of Cups, you know, I feel like they're probably going to be able to be a lot more emotionally in tune with their intuition, because before maybe they overthought things and they refused to act. But now it's like they're listening to their gut more. And I think that they're really excited to move forward to a new peaceful future with you. I feel like one strength that you have, especially if we're giving this a second shot. And I know that this is kind of confusing because this is two very separate energies, but I have to read for both. The Sun and like the Two of Swords, I feel like this person kind of realized that you give them the encouragement to move forward, like this passionate energy about you, while you're also transforming and becoming more grounded and more willing to concede, honestly, is in this person's mind. You're their biggest cheerleader, and they really appreciate that, and they love that about you. And overall, they're just excited about this rebirth, about this change. The commonality with this deck is that you guys, no matter the circumstances, no matter what's happened, no matter what will happen in the future, no matter what did happen, this connection changed each and every one of you watching this and are asking about this for the better. And it has taught you essential lessons. It has taught you how to grow. I mean, butterflies are huge here. It has shown you the light in many ways and helped bring about the things that you truly wanted, whether it's choosing to decide to have that with each other or looking for it in other people, because when you know, and when you know that it's not right, you know that it's not right. And I think that at the end of the day, no matter where you lie on this connection, there's admiration for one another. And for some of you, I could feel maybe a little bit of anger, like, no, this person had a third party, they were cheating on me, you know. And with 3 queens here, sure, maybe for a select few of you, I want to validate that. And if you're like, F this person, I want nothing to do with them, just know that you've changed for the better. I just feel like for a majority of you, it's not like that. The queens just represent different aspects, and you can be a male and represent all these queens. You can be in a same-sex relationship. It really doesn't matter. It's just the aspects. And they still, no matter what, oh man, I feel like if you guys reconnected, you quickly learn that the passion is still there, and y'all could just pick up where you left off. Like, it was very just like, oh yeah. But I mean, if you're distant from this person, if you're not in contact with this person, you know, they see you from afar and they might, I'm like mad at Spirit right now. I'm gonna say this and it makes me want to die, but like Spirit wants me to say it exactly like this. They still fap to your Insta pics. And now I want to throw myself out a window because I feel so weird. And I'm like, why use the word fap? Like, really, of all the words? But that's the word they want me to use, so I'm going to use it. And the underlying message, despite how cringy the delivery may be, is that, oh yeah, like they're still attracted to you no matter what the situation is, and they see you in a very high light. They might see you as somebody very stubborn, and you can definitely fight fire with fire. And I feel like if this was really messy too, y'all probably got pretty manipulative with one another. Y'all probably got dirty, and like it's taking a sec for you guys to cleanse. But this death has brought about so much change. Like, if you're giving it a second shot, like, I think y'all will truly stand the test of time. If you're moving on from this person, I think that you did the best thing for yourself, because there has to be a mutual decision here to work together, because this is a connection where you have to work at it. But if two people truly want something, they can have it, and things can change, and things can be revitalized. So, you know, hopefully that wasn't too confusing, switching back and forth. Sometimes it's hard with the messages. Like, I just try to take them as they come, but, you know, that can be difficult. But I mean, you're very beautiful, whether you're, no matter what gender you are, no matter what you identify as, they find you very physically attractive. Okay, so let's do channeled messages now and see what they would say to you, what thoughts might go through their mind. I'm sure these will vary because of the two different situations. So like I said, take what you feel, you know, don't let the rest take from you. It's gonna vary. So Spirit, what would pile for this person say to pile for if they could be completely transparent? Okay, well, all of that just flopped out, but these two came out, and I want to take the bottom two because I know that those popped out. So we can just look at these first. I'm not mature enough for this connection. I promise I have changed. So yeah, it's like it's two energies. You feel like home to me, and you've been so kind to me. I mean, yeah, especially with that sun. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful aspects about this connection. And with that rebirth, it's like, I want to be on your level. Yeah, there's that mutual respect. I have too much on my plate right now. Yeah, I am so proud of you, and I think that is for all of you. And I want to reach out, and I think this is very valid. I think honestly, maybe this person still wants to reach out to you. Like, if you guys didn't bury the hatchet, like they might just want to reach out just for closure, as a way to like fully transform and know that there's no hard feelings. No matter what, like, your person is really proud of you. And for those of you where this is a rebirth, they are changing, you know, and for others, you know, they are moving forward, and they are just trying to be better and change and grow and transform. So the back of the deck energy is you have the most beautiful face, and I'm afraid of rejection, and please don't waste your energy worrying about me. And for some of you, this person feels like you're their soulmate. And for some of you, you're going to be like, hell no, they are not. I don't give a shit if they are. Like, don't let the door hit you on the way out. I know some of you feel that way, and that's valid. But yeah, I definitely think, you know, this person is saying, like, thanks for checking in on me. I'm okay. They think you're very beautiful. And I said that already with that Queen of Cups. Like, I just got Aphrodite energy from it. And I'm afraid of rejection. Like, if they want this rebirth, like, they probably, for some of you, this person could be wanting this rebirth and they haven't said anything. So maybe for some of you, it's in those starting phases, and maybe they've realized now, oh, I still have feelings. I want to work this out. You know, maybe we're older, maybe we're more mature. But for some of you, it's like, you know, it just wasn't right. So take what resonates. Don't let it take from you. Okay. So now we're going to get advice for you. And I think this is going to be interesting, just considering the variety here, but we'll see what comes through. So Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 4 when it comes to this connection, or just love in general? Okay. So this is a bonus card, so I will read this, but I also will pull another one Well, maybe I'll just see what's on the bottom. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Initiative. Step right up. You're being awarded a boost of initiative. This potent potion will give you the gusto you need to move your life in a previously unexplored direction. Rebirth. If you're in a relationship, then it's time to take initiative and make some interesting plans for you and your partner. If you're not in one, it's time to reach out to old friends, go on adventures, and potentially meet some new cohorts. Yeah, that's what I was seeing. Either way, this will be a great journey. This great journey is beginning with one small step or one short text or whatever. I'm not the boss of you. So that's so awesome. I feel like this literally came out. It's like, I was just like, oh, you know, just take the advice as it is. And the freaking card that comes out has advice for both piles. But the back of the deck is teamwork. I'm determined to be a good teammate in all of my relationships. If we disagree, I'll resist the urge to place blame. And that's actually one thing about the fire ant. This person might think that maybe thinks that you placed all the blame on them, and they might think that's unfair. Doesn't mean that it's justified. That's just their thoughts. And so maybe we can, maybe that's something like to focus on if that doesn't resonate. I mean, I don't want to like offend you, but this is the second ant imagery we have as well. And I think maybe having a more, part of your rebirth could be having more of a teamwork mindset. And it says the advice for you. So if we disagree, I'll resist the urge to place blame and look for a way to solve the problem together. When we're a team, everything's a game, and when we're on the same side, nobody can lose, not even the Cubs, finally. So yeah, I think whether you're with this person or starting new with this person or you're exploring others in life, I think this connection is teaching you to be less stubborn. I don't mean to call you out, but seeing the value in, you know, other perceptions and how other people view things, you know? So then this deck has angel numbers. It is an indie deck, so I'm going to link it down below. I can't remember what it's called, unfortunately, but I will put the link in there. So Spirit, what advice do you have for my pile 4 people? Okay, I'm going to take this one because it seems like it wanted to come out. I'll take this one. So the first number is 9. It's your compassion that makes you shine. You're devoted to helping the greater good and have a strong talent for speaking up for others. Your soul is most satisfied when you are being of service. I am compassionate. And then we have 6. Ha ha! I love that. Your heart is your gift. You are a natural born nurturer and have a great talent for helping and healing others. You are the epitome of self-sacrifice and a protector of those you love. I am nurturing. And so I think these are maybe aspects of yourself that if you especially like to have that tough exterior that you're starting to embrace, especially with that Queen of Pentacles and that Queen of Cups, it's like you're embracing those other aspects of yourself. I love that this is also mirroring. I love that it's an innuendo. It's so funny. Yeah. This is dope. I feel like you guys are really coming into yourself. And no matter what, I feel like you're feeling like a more truer version of you. And that's what's most important, whether this person stays in your life or not. But let's see what else. Spirit, so what do you want pile 4 to know? What messages of love do you have for pile 4, Spirit? Okay. So I'm going to take these two, and then I'm going to take what's on the bottom of the deck. Okay. What's on the bottom of the deck is quite interesting. So we will start with this card, and it says, a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So I definitely think this is more of my rebirth pile, but also, you know, maybe this person, you can love somebody and not be with them and just be like, okay, I love you. You can love someone and be like, I love you, but we can't be together because this shit is just too much. We also have this card, and it says friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. So yeah, I think that's one thing that you're learning. And so with this card, this is the bottom of the deck energy. We have twin flames, your passion ignites. And y'all know what I say about this. Twin flames, I tread lightly because a lot of people are very sensitive about them, and in a general reading, there has been mirroring energy with that 69. I mean, are you kidding me? And here's the truth, like, just because somebody is your twin, like, and I think that's really interesting because we did have that we had the Four of Wands come out, and we had the Sun, and the Sun is represented by two, like, balls of fire, literally holding hands. And so, yeah, maybe this has definitely been a tough connection, and maybe it's not one, like, maybe you don't have to end up with your twin if you believe in that sort of thing, you know what I mean? And a lot of people believe that you're not supposed to end up with your twin. They're supposed to teach you a lot of important lessons so that you can change. And I think that the message of the twin flame, like, no matter what your opinions or feelings are on this, take that how it resonates. You've grown, you've become a better person, you've changed, you've learned really tough lessons from this person. But at the end of the day, like, you've come out better for it. You really have come out better for it. And yeah, I'm really proud of you guys. Like me, I'm proud of you guys. Your person is proud of you guys, but I'm also really proud of you guys because I don't think any of this was easy. And you really have grown and changed a lot. And your person might feel a bit vindictive towards you. I don't think they do. They're trying to release that, but they still, I think they partially have some pain that they still haven't processed, and they might, because, like, I do feel the perception of you was a bit harsh, but I think it comes from a really complicated situation that got really messy and really intense, and, like, shit happened on both sides, you know what I mean? And it's like, no hard feelings, but especially if you're not gonna be with this person, I feel like it's a lot lighter for the people who are who are starting this over, but for the people who are moving forward, it's probably not the most fun to hear, and you might be like, yeah, well, you're an asshole, yeah, well, you're a douchebag, like, valid. Don't shoot the messenger, like, I'm just reading the energy. So I'm gonna get you songs and initials. Okay. So pile 4, Spirit. So messages for pile 4, Spirit. So we have an M, we have an E, we have 2 E's. I don't know why, but I just heard, like, you know, the Drake and Josh, like, Megan, like, I don't know why, I just heard that. So I guess maybe if your name is Megan, this might be. Also, maybe Megan Thee Stallion songs, like, helped you work through this connection. I don't know. But I also see, like, M's, like Emily's here as well. And I wasn't really getting names for a lot of the others, so that's kind of interesting. But, oh, you know what I see here? Like an eye for an eye. Maybe you guys had that mentality before and you're trying to change that. But I also saw me, like me. And so some of you, it's like, it's time to focus on me. And I think that shows, like, the energy that y'all are in. So we have the Y, I, E. We have a 5, we have a 2, we have a P. We have another 6 or a 9, however you want to view it. I'm also hearing Meyer, if that has any significance. We also have 0, so this is the Fool. For a lot of you, this could be a rebirth. We have 2 5s, and then a 2. So let's look at your songs now. We have Fire Burning by Sean Kingston, yeah. Like, I could feel like maybe for a lot of you, you met this person, not for a lot of you, but, like, you know, I feel like this has the energy, especially for the people that are moving forward, of, like, y'all were young, y'all made mistakes. That doesn't mean that y'all didn't, like, I think for a lot of you, shit got really messy here, and it was hard for hard feelings not to exist. but I think enough time has passed, or just they appreciate you and this connection for what it is, and they've learned a lot. So yeah, I think that's something special. So we also have One Step at a Time, Jordan Sparks, and I love that because this great journey is beginning with one small step, and that's also just a dope song. We also have Paparazzi by Lady Gaga, and we have What the Hell by Avril Lavigne. So very fair songs. Also, just a mental song that I'm hearing is BITCH by Megan Thee Stallion. So yeah, lots of mixed energies here. So hopefully it didn't confuse you too much. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Holy schlamolies, I am tired, but I am so grateful. If you made it through to all of this, thank you so much for watching all the way through. I know this reading was especially kind of confusing, so thank you for bearing with me so that I could read for everybody. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to read your cards and charms. I would love to hear down below, like what side are you on, like what's going on here, and definitely leave me a like and subscribe if you haven't already for more readings like this. Thank you guys so much for everything. I hope you have a wonderful day or night. Whenever you're watching this, I'm wishing you the best moving forward, and I can't wait to read for y'all again. Bye.